Jahangir is the bowler. With the news, Kingsmen is batting first. And ball into the offside, and look at that. Ball has gone away for 4, so not a good looking shot from Martin Guptill. And a couple of big shots in this over. Ball scurrying along the ground. And that has gone away for 4, so it's 8 for no loss. We're in the first over. Ball by Jahangir, and things are on the way here. I know. So here is Jahangir, so 8 for no loss. We are in the first over. Martin Guptill taking on the pad. Big appeal, well, sort of a stifled appeal, and not out says the umpire. And so one of a couple of semi-finals here. This one on tap with the news Kingsmen. Here's the team batting first. Into the leg side, can't score, so Guptill with a couple of 4s in this over. We've seen Jahangir giving the ball off spin for Kingsmen X. And we're off to a quick start here. Good start here from the Kingsmen. They're up to 8 for no loss in the first over. And Martin Guptill latches on to this one. This one has gone a long way. It's gone for 6. And that closes out over number 1. And after 1 is 14 for no loss. So we welcome Faisal into the box. Faisal, we've seen a good start here from Kingsmen. Couple of big strikes from Martin Guptill. In fact, Martin Guptill has struck 1 6 and 2 4s. And after the first over, they're 14 for no loss.
Yeah, when it comes to opening pairs, it doesn't get much destructive.
He's such a good player. And Faisal, I've seen a bit of Rajay Khan, and in my opinion, probably one of the better batter around to score quickly.
He's destructive, I can tell you that. I've seen a lot of him, and he's real quality, even against some of the very best in the world.
And I love when he plays off his hip. He has a very vicious square leg with square pickup. And Ihsan Adil, if he's like me, who knows the thing too, will probably try to avoid bowling on the leg stump.
The problem with Churchill is that the margin of error for bowlers is so small. You see, you talk about that pickup shot, and he can play that off a good length too. And then if you want to cramp him up and don't want to
chance for Sharjeel to get off the mark. In fact, he does. And it's 16 for no loss.
Yeah, that was down towards his leg stump, but the length was such that he couldn't get underneath it. Slightly short of a length, back of a length, short pitch. That's where he's really destructive in his body line. Middle and leg stump. All these three lengths, he will latch onto it.
So not a bad over so far from Ihsan Adil. He has gone for 2. We've seen the first over from Shahan gone for 14. And the card says 16 for no loss. Slower ball into the offside. Beats the fielder because of a bad bounce. And fielder comes around and they'll come back for a couple of runs.
It's a little stumble there from the fielder. He's quizzically looking at the outfield, just clutching at his lower back. And now feeling his groin. He was coming at full tilt.
Yeah, it might have been Fawad Alam, lost his step because of the unevenness.
Is it the unevenness or one of the opening to the water reservoir? I know there is one towards where Ihsan Adil is now, almost close to that boundary fence on that side of the ground.
So full again, and look at that, down the leg side, helped away. And that's the first boundary for Sharjeel Khan. They're up to a quick start, they're 22 for no loss.
Ihsan Adil looking to get into that block hole. That line was slightly marginally towards the middle and leg, and that's good enough for Sharjeel. Even though Ihsan didn't give him any opportunity to get underneath it. But still, Sharjeel has so many strokes, so many options with that fine leg fielder up in the ring.
So they're off to a quick start. We're just about 1 ball away for completing over number 2, and they're up to almost 11 runs and over. And Sharjeel has taken 8 off this over from Ihsan Adil, who runs from a very long way, almost the 30-yard circle, and here
into play. Just a clip and it fairly raced across. He's blessed with the gift of timing to go with the enormous power that he possesses. Very good start for the Kingsmen.
strike from Martin Guptill straight down the ground. And that has gone for another maximum. 32 for no loss.
Hasib Azam, who struggled in the previous game as well, starts off with the rank loosener. And it was in the hitting arc of Martin Guptill. He's got long levers. He doesn't need second invitation. That really flew off his bat. Wonderful strike from the big Kiwi opener. And they're off to a flying start. The Kingsmen, his first semi-final of the Atlanta Open T20 2023.
Yes, Shaw Faisal, and it's interesting that the two Kingsmen, those brand, have met in the semi-final, which essentially means there's only going to be one Kingsman in the all-important championship game. And it has started pretty well for Kingsmen. They're up to 32 for no loss. We've seen 20 so far for Martin Guptill. Couple of sixes and couple of fours. And Sharjeel Khan, he's got quickly up to 12. We've seen very good batting so far.
Yeah, there's a little delay in the play. I think Field's been adjusted. The ball hunt has reaped rewards because the ball is back and Hasib Azam is under pressure. Guptill is way back in his crease. Right back. And slow delivery that goes through Jahangir. Normally very tidy. The Houston wicket keeper. Let's this one go through. Just a single. Not a bad idea to get Guptill off strike. But then the task doesn't get easier because Sharjeel is on strike.
Shaw Faisal, I'm still looking for that shot over square leg, backward square. Seen him so many times in the Houston Open this year. Sharjeel Khan, such a prolific player. And they're off to a good start. The heavy lifting being done by Martin Guptill for the time being. Oh, look at that. Straight down the ground. Strikes the side screen. Bang! And that has gone for another maximum.
Well, you talk about Martin Guptill. Sharjeel Khan is telling him, if you can do anything, I can do better. And the power is enormous. But look at that bat swing. It is just beautiful rhythm and flow to it. And the sound of the ball striking the bat, very, very sweet. And then another sound was the ball striking into the side screen.
Pulled away into the onside. Fielder will come around. And as a bowler, Hasib Azam does have his work cut out. Who do you think he prefers to bowl to? Both batters have really taken him on.
There's not much of a choice. Hasib is getting the ball to swing in with the wind. This is where he struggled in the previous game. He's got his lines right now to the right-hander. He conceded far too many wides. But he's been bowling well into the block hole. But Guptill's stance will make that into a full toss. And this is gone. Forget about that. Martin Guptill is on fire. He's seeing them very, very well. A low full toss. And he struck it sweetly.
Yeah, look at this one. Hasib Azam, he has been really taken to the cleaners in this over. Under pressure already.
Give me a side-on shot of this Guptill stance.
And this one struck away. That's how you take advantage of a full toss given to you. And they're gone quickly up to 46 for none. We're just about closing out the over number 3. And this over's gone for 20 so far.
46 already on the board. We've seen some big scores in this ground previously. Probably this another one loading. As this is probably the biggest 6. It's gigantic. It's gone into the woods. Martin Guptill has taken Hasib to cleaners.
50 up.
50 up in the 4th over.
Well, 3 gone is 52 for no loss. Shaw Faisal. And we've seen regal hitting here from Martin Guptill. He's up to 32 from just 10 balls. Sharjeel is on 19 off 8. And after 3, they're batting at 52 for no loss. So welcome back. 3 overs gone, 52 for no loss. Essentially, Shaw Faisal, they're going at almost 18 runs and over. And Ihsan Adil comes back into the attack.
Well, back of a length again from Ihsan Adil. He's been good. Although he went for a couple of boundaries last over. Ihsan Adil is having a quick word with Sharjeel. These two have played a lot of cricket against each other. Sharjeel hails from Hyderabad in Pakistan and Ihsan Adil from Faisalabad. They've come across each other many times. They know each other very well.
Yeah, Shaw Faisal, in addition to the 2 Pakistani players, Martin Guptill, he's been brilliant so far. And he's really come out in a no-nonsense mood and has really dispatched even the good balls.
Good delivery. The edge will run away to the fence. Moral victory for the bowler, but there is no such thing in T20 cricket. Just 4 goes in the book against the name of Rajay Khan.
Yeah, good delivery from Ihsan Adil. Picked the edge. No slip in place. And look at that. And flew away to third. And that's another boundary here for Kingsmen. They're off to a rapid start. They're up to 56 in just the 4th over.
And you'd have to say, you'd have a feeling that Sharjeel still hasn't hit his stripes yet, because Martin Guptill has done the damage. Sharjeel has gotten away with a couple of big blows, but not the usual free-flowing one.
Going down the leg side, Jahangir does well to keep the ball in play. Wide is the call from Brian Keane.
That's what happens when you don't want to give him too much room. You want to be tight on his stumps. That's the pressure that Sharjeel will apply on you. And like I said, as far as the opening pairs go, you cannot find a more destructive one than this.
Yeah, the bowler's under some bit of pressure. We saw the first over from Shahan Jayasuriya went for 14. We saw one from Ihsan Adil going for 12. We saw 25 from Hasib Azam's over.
I trapped him on the gloves. Little bit of extra bounce. Hassan has that ability in him, being very tall and high arm action. Sharjeel having a quizzical look at the pitch. Hassan Adil has kept him generally quiet. Just the boundaries against Hassan, and one of them a streaky one, but no sixes of his bowling just yet. And Lenny was talking about his run up. He runs all the way from outside of that 30-yard circle. Sharjeel looking to go up and over. There is a chance. Diving effort there. Not an easy catch at all. But it has been spilled. It looks like it's Asif.
So ball in the air for some time. We'll take a look at this one. Ihsan Adil has induced a false shot here from Sharjeel. And I thought mid-on should have made a better effort. Yes, got hands to the ball. Couldn't hold on. Took some time to really get going, that fielder. And in the end, we'll have to mark that one as a drop catch. 23, Sharjeel Khan.
17, shirt number 17, the fielder.
Lovely drive to Fawad Alam. He does well to keep that ball in play. And the score remains at 57 without loss.
Fawad Alam feeling the heat of that Sharjeel drive. Interesting matchups in these teams, because there is a man, Fawad Alam, who's played a lot of cricket together with Sharjeel. They both represented Karachi and Sindh in Pakistan domestic cricket. Obviously both played for Pakistan. Fawad still feeling the pain of that drive.
Yeah, Fawad has had a tough time in the field. We saw in the previous over, may have taken the wrong step. Oh, flicked away. Told you about that shot towards the square leg area. And that has gone backward. 4 gone. 61 for no loss.
Yeah, wrong line. Hassan Adil had to be so precise throughout the over. This is the second time in a row he's conceded the boundary of the last ball of the over. And that kind of ruins the over. But still, feels under pressure. You always feel under pressure when you're bowling to Sharjeel. 4 gone, 61 for none.
Yes, sorry. So 4 overs gone. They're batting a 61 for no loss. Guptill has gone quickly up to 32. Zia ul Haq has been given the ball, and Shaw Faisal, you would have seen quite a bit of Zia over time. What he brings to this table.
He's a very, very crafty left-arm fast bowler, and he can get it through at good pace as well. Seen him quite a bit. Played for Southern Punjab, hails from Multan in south of Punjab province of Pakistan. Played under-19 World Cup for Pakistan.
So we'll come into ball to Martin Guptill, who has really struck the ball nicely. He has really struck the ball far. And here is Zia ul Haq. Doesn't matter how they come. More of a classic finesse drive through the offside, and the runs keep flowing.
Yeah, for once Guptill hitting a boundary and not a 6. This one left arm over the wicket angle. Just a little bit of room there for him. Just carved it away. Played it late, opened the face of the bat, and in the power play, not much protection in the deep.
So if our viewers can see what's happening at the back of the keeper, you might be noticing another game going on. That's Masters taking on Raiders Unlimited. That's the other semi-final. And so both games on. And ball into the offside, and there is no run.
Zia ul Haq is a competitor, although he is under attack from Guptill. But he has all the ability to fight back and all the heart for the fight. He's not someone that will shy away from a contest. Guptill setting himself deep in the crease. Zia ul Haq. Guptill has lifted him. And when Guptill does that, you don't have to think twice. It's gone all the way. Zia ul Haq will have to stay out of that arc from Guptill. But being deep in the crease, he's creating that length for himself. It would be a Yorker length delivery for anyone else, but Guptill is so deep that he can get underneath this and just lift Zia ul Haq over for a 6.
So 71 for no loss. And Shaw Faisal, conditions really ideal for batting or in fact cricket. Ground has dried out, no threat of rain. Brilliant sunshine. We are ready for some really good cricket from now on.
Yeah, and star-studded names on action. Forget about that again. Zia ul Haq has been taken to the cleaners. Martin Guptill first on the onside and then over long off. Plenty of chasing of the leather there for the Kingsmen X boys, because Martin Guptill is in the mood today.
Another big shot from Martin Guptill, and in fact Martin Guptill has gone up to 50 from just 14 balls and is 79 for no loss.
It's really been brutal attack, the assault by Martin Guptill on Kingsmen X bowlers. They haven't had a chance to breathe at the moment. Skipper Fawad Alam would take a welcome break because there's a ball hunt going on at the far end. But Zia ul Haq, who's been very reliable for Kingsmen X in this tournament, has gotten off to a tough start. A 4, a dot and a 6 and 6. 2 deliveries to go. This total is already looking ominous, and this assault is absolutely ferocious.
So semi-final here, and we are told that it's quarter-final on the other ground. And so we come down to the latter stages of this competition. Here is Zia ul Haq. And this time Guptill, a bit of a tennis shot, and that has gone away for another boundary. 83 for no loss.
Zia ul Haq doesn't know what to do. This was a short pitch delivery. Guptill just stood up and played it like a tennis shot, like Lenny said. The right hand cross court over the wide of mid-on rather. Just really roll the wrist on it and give it an absolute thump.
Yes, Shaw Faisal,
Where to ball to him?
In tennis, when you score points, it's called love. So a lot of loving here for Zia ul Haq. He's given up 22 in this over. Toe end of the bat, so the 5th over comes to a close. They're off to a quick start. They're 83 for no loss. So welcome back, 5 overs gone. Shah Faisal. We've seen some outstanding batting from Rajay Khan and Martin Guptill.
Ahsan Adil is back, starts off with the wide.
Now both teams have played impressively well to come to this stage. And you get the feeling that Shah Faisal, that this clash was always bound to happen at some point.
Yeah, this could be worthy of any final, looking at the lineups. But as it happens, they're up against each other in the semi-final.
What do you make of conditions at this part of the day? We saw earlier on a little bit of damp, heavy outfield because of the moist. But everything is dried up, and this wicket is going to continue to play so well towards the end.
You're right, and look at that ball carry through very nicely to Jahangir. Everything's dried up, you're right. And even in the second half of the first game, I mean, things were good. It's just my concern, will it last the whole 40 overs, or the second 20 overs, will it start to help some spin, especially if you're chasing in excess of 12-13 runs an over? Only slight bit of change in the nature of the wicket can make things difficult. Because as we look at it, I think Kingsmen are really looking in excess of 220 here.
Skied into the onside. That could go all the way. Yes, it has. So another big shot there from Rajay Khan. And Kingsmen off to a quick start. They're up to 90 in the 6th over.
And you have a feeling Rajay didn't get it off the middle of the bat. But with the wind, it just sailed away. Got hit pretty close to the bottom of the bat, but look at it go. Just landed over the fence.
So we've seen really massive striking from Martin Guptill. Got quickly up to 50. And now Rajay Khan, he's up to 33 and he's really batted well. Both batters have taken the fight to the bowlers. Looking to go through my favorite position.
Yeah, he hasn't pulled one out just yet. It was almost there, but probably got cramped a little bit towards the end. Remember, Rajay is catching up with age as well. At his prime, he was able to do it against the likes of Sean Tate, the quickest bowler around back in the day.
Yeah,
I've seen him play Shoaib Akhtar as well.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of times this year in Houston, Shah Faisal, and he really took on the bowlers. Square leg back with square, anything shortish, especially from the fast bowler.
And I'll tell you something, he's looking lean and fit. Fitter in a long time, because like I said, I've seen him closely for many years. He looks very fit. He's got new lease of life since he's came over here.
Oh, big shot, big strike from Rajay Khan. Look at that fly. And that has gone straight to the physio tent. And that has gone for another maximum.
As soon as he hit the ball, you saw the fielder just look up and turn around with no interest whatsoever, because they knew Rajay has gone hold of that. Look at it. Right in the slot for Rajay. He got underneath it. And it was good night as soon as he connected. Look at that fielder at long on. He's just walking. He knows his only job is to go and retrieve the ball. Rajay on fire.
So they're up to 96. Oh, into the offside. Fawad Alam. He's had a tough day.
You had a feeling it could take Fawad Alam with it to the boundary. Look at him shaking his head. That was brutally struck. I mean, probably it came off the middle of the bat as any of Sharjil's stroke, although it was along the ground. But Fawad bravely just put his body behind the line. Being the skipper, he has to show the way to his teammates.
And the fact is, Shah Faisal, you know this ground pretty well. That's the shortest side. That's just beyond the 30-yard circle, another 20 yards. Oh, cut away. That's a lovely shot again from Sharjil Khan. Fast outfield and take that another boundary. So the 100 comes up.
Pace off from Hassan Adil into the pitch, but still it's set up. And Sharjil is very, very strong in that area. You do not want to give him that opportunity to free his arms. And he's collecting boundaries at will. 100 has been brought up as well. This is some batting at the start of this innings. 100 for none.
So 100 on the board in just in the 6th over. And Shah Faisal, the leg spinner from England, Samit Patel given the ball.
Those boundaries are not big enough for Martin Guptill, especially straight down the ground. But Samit Patel is very, very canny operator. You know, he's very experienced. He'd like to stay away from the hitting arc of Guptill. Guptill was staying right back in his crease for the Pacers. He's took a step forward towards the popping crease.
So we've seen a couple of good balls there from Samit Patel, very experienced. He plies his trade in the T20 format all around the world. Shah Faisal, even at this stage of his career. And now he gives up a wide. Saw him play CPL just this year, a couple of months ago. So he's still in the frame of T20 cricket.
Oh yeah, he was playing PSL a couple of years ago and recently retired from Nottinghamshire. Big shout. And the finger's gone up. Big Martin Guptill has been removed. Samit Patel, the experienced man from Nottinghamshire, has removed the Kiwi opener. Few words exchanged in the heat of the battle. But a battle that was won by Samit Patel.
So Guptill falls for 54. And it has taken the X 101 runs to pick up this. Samit Patel, and look at that. Not off the pad, but off the body of Martin Guptill. And that's the end of a big innings that comes to an end. It's 101 for 1.
How many got?
Martin Guptill gets removed from Samit Patel, but Shah Faisal never a let up. Chris Lynn comes to the middle.
Well, these two lineups are full of star players. Chris Lynn, who ideally likes to start against pace. You know, he's from Australia, so definitely he's good against pace. But starting off against Samit Patel.
And Shah Faisal, we've seen the second batter here behind Martin Guptill, who's batting so late in their crease. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, Martin Guptill was even deeper than this against pace especially.
Chris Lynn latches onto this one And that's gone to the other field. That's gone for 6.
Yeah, doesn't need to have a look in, Chris Lynn. These modern day batters, they come out all guns blazing. The first ball,
Still a quality over. Top edged into the backward square, fine leg area, long chase, short side. And in the end, the ball wins. That's another 4. 7 gone. It's 111 for 1.
it's confusion between the two fielders. Hassan was coming from fine leg, short third man, and Fawad Alam, they almost got into each other's way. And that boundary is very short, like Lenny said. Runs continue to flow. 10 of the last 2 overs to ruin it for Samit Patel. 1-1-1 for 1. No problem. Looks like it's Ravi Bopara. Got 3 wickets in the quarterfinal. Bowled really well. He'll be bowling a mixture of everything to Sharjeel. Trying to
Last year,
Yeah, the man from Essex. I had a good fortune to play in the same league as he did. Started playing his career in the Essex Premier League, playing for Hanault and Clayhall. Such has been his rise as well. Sharjeel gets an edge and gets a boundary. Room on offer. Sharjeel threw the kitchen sink at it and gets the reward. He marches along after the departure of Guptill.
yeah, he's up to 47. Trying to go through the offside. Ball peeling off the outside edge. And they're going at 15 runs and over. Ravi Bopara, the 6th bowler being used here. And that alone tells you that the pressure that this bowling team has really found themselves in.
Going against a hard-hitting Aussie in Chris Lynn. Field is interesting. Third man is up in the ring. Fine leg is up in the ring. 3 sweepers on the onside. That pocket at mid-wicket is quite a large boundary, but then again the straight long on long off are not big enough for Chris Lynn.
Going down the leg side, umpire Brian Kane comes up, signaling a wide. And Shaw Faisal, quick question for you. What has been the role of medium pacers like Ravi Bopara in the modern day T20 game?
Well, middle overs do demand for someone as skillful as Bopara, who has bag of tricks. He not just have one slow delivery, but quite a few variations of that. And then, despite his short run up, he's got a quick arm action, which is pretty deceptive.
So ball cracked into the offside, protection out in the deep.
And the whole idea of that is just to keep the batter guessing and not allow him to line you up in that middle phase of the innings, where generally batters are not looking to take that many chances.
So Kingsmen, they take on the Kingsmen X in semi-final clash. The winner here will go straight to the championship game. Not a bad over here from Bopara. He's only given up 8 so far. Considering Shaw Faisal, they're going at a run rate of 15 runs and over.
Yeah, but the over is not done yet, and we've seen so many overs today that last 2 balls have gone for many. Bopara's got only 1 left, but Samit Patel last over, he went for 10 of last 2. We saw Sanadil going for boundaries up the last over. So Bopara will be looking to come out of the over cheaply without conceding a boundary.
So not timed well from Chris Lynn. That will complete the 8th over. So after 8, it's 120 for 1.
Samit Patel will continue into his 2nd over. Oh, it looked like a short arm jab, but look at how far it's gone into the 10s. It was from outside the off stump, which Samit Patel is trying to hide it away from the hitting arc of Lynn, but he still got hold of it. Must have a good piece of willow, and the boundaries continue to flow.
So Samit Patel, ball goes up to a wide long on position. And already with a couple of balls into the over, Samit has gone for 7. Rajay Khan, he's up on 49. If he gets a 50, it will be the 2nd man. We saw Guptill getting a quick 50, 54 in quick time. So here we go, 49 is Rajay Khan. Ball angling down the leg side, and wide is the call from the umpire. So it's 128 for 1, Shaw Faisal.
Samit Patel is looking to fire the ball in. Challenge is not easy when you have to bowl to right-hand, left-hand combination.
So there we go, 50 for Rajay Khan. 2nd 50 of this inning so far.
Yeah, Sharjeel, you don't expect anything different from Sharjeel when he opens the batting. Raises the bat to the gallery. A quick fire 50, just 24 deliveries, 25 rather. As Lynn has smashed this, James Wins will come into action just in front of our commentary box.
So Clash of the Titans, the Kingsmen brand, battling for a place in tomorrow's final. And so far it's 130 for 1 on the board. Look at that, smashed into the onside, vacant area. And that has gone away for another boundary. Rajay Khan goes up to 54.
Yeah, that angle is always going in favor of the left-hander. Left arm over the wicket from Samit Patel. Once again gets into the hitting arc of Sharjeel, and the margin of error is so small for these bowlers against these explosive batters. And every time they hit, they miss their mark by just a few inches. They've been made to pay. And that is the quality of the 3 batters that we've seen so far. Sharjeel, Lynn and Guptill.
So we've seen an over from Samit Patel going for 14 so far. Looking to sweep. The 9th over comes to a close. It's 134 for 1. So
10 and over, they'll take it.
So Chris Lynn, no elevation, but look at that. It has found a bit of a gap. James Vince runs around. And 2 more runs here for the Kingsmen. They're up to 136.
Yeah, they're going after everything. Bopara may consider himself lucky because that was the length delivery. Lynn didn't quite middle it. James Vince is at mid-wicket boundary. That's one of the longest boundaries here in this field too. And James Vince will be in action again, but he can only watch this ball. It's away from him, just one bounce inside the fence. And Chris Lynn is just in a brutal mood today. Another astonishing blow.
Yeah, another big shot here from Chris Lynn. Picks up another boundary. Look at that. And Bopara has gone for 6 in this over so far. And look at this one, down the ground, straight to the fielder. Azam comes around. And the strike gets handed over to Rajay Khan.
We still haven't seen that pickup shot just yet from Sharjeel. Probably like Lenny says, everyone knows about it now, so they want to keep away from that area. Having said that, Sharjeel has got many more options up his sleeve.
Look at that, forward of square this time, and the plundering continues, this time off the batter, Rajay Khan.
And I'm just looking at the ball in the distance. It covered half of the length of the next field as well. So there's plenty of chasing here of the leather from the Kingsmen X boys. Sharjeel picked up the length quickly. Bopara is not going to worry you with his pace. And that just missed that advertising hoarding. That meant that ball went all the way to the middle of the other pitch. And Bopara has gone for 10 now. Where would this innings end? We're not even at the halfway stage just yet. 2 deliveries to go.
Well, Shah Faisal, the app is showing a projection, a projected score of 290. They're going at 15 runs and over, and so the math is right. Bopara's gone for 11 in this over. Sharjeel gets a good delivery this time. But I wonder with 145, with still 61 balls remaining, Shah Faisal, and so much batting to come, if enough damage has been inflicted here on the X.
A lot of people were surprised when South Africa got to 400 in the World Cup earlier today in 50 overs. Well, they're on the card to get up to 300 here. 1 delivery and 10 overs to go.
Look at this, into the onside, gone a long way, and that has gone for another maximum.
150 has been brought up at the halfway stage, so that 300 pretty much is on the card. Bopara, 3rd boundary of the over, and this is the maximum. Sharjeel got underneath it, picked up the length and the pace of Bopara nice and early, and after that it was just easy pickings. 151 for 1.
So welcome back, 10 overs gone. They're going at 15.1, 151 on the board. And Shah Faisal, how do you stop the bleeding?
By taking some wickets, and don't ask me how they can take wickets, because at this moment they're really struggling, and I think it's Patel. He's been good in patches in this tournament, but his task is not easy against these big hitting men. Let's see how he handles himself.
So new bowler number 7 to be used here. In the offside, fielder comes in, Shahan Jayasuriya comes up with a good catch, And Chris Lynn is gone. It's 151 for 2.
That's a good contribution early doors. First delivery, nicely flighted and just slightly away from the hitting arc. See that bad twist in Chris Lynn. It wasn't a clean connection, but it also was a very good catch under the swirling wind by Jahangir Surya, who made it look very, very easy. Lynn will have to depart. Second wicket falls at 152. Who's next?
So Rajay Jr. comes to the middle. We have seen a first ball strike from Prasad Patil. And he's picked up a big wicket of Chris Lynn. They're batting at 151 for 2. And Shah Faisal, even with Guptill and Chris Lynn back in the shade, 151 for 2. You'll take that any day.
Yeah, especially in 10 overs. And with still Sharjeel in the middle. Having said that, Ramiz is also very prolific in and around Houston area. He's known to be a run machine. Also good in minor league. Has played for Pakistan internationally, so he has the pedigree. But he'll have a hard act to follow, keeping up the 15 run and over run rate.
So we've seen a very good start from Patil. He's picked up Chris Lynn off a first ball. He's bowled a dot ball here to Ramiz. It has not been an easy task bowling to what we've seen so far. A team that has continued to play based on what's on paper. The results have really backed up their paper strength.
Absolutely, their quality has shown, their class has shown. This is good bowling from Patel. He really saw Ramiz coming nice and early, just pushed it through, pulled up the length nicely. Ramiz, having played 3 dots, it's funny to say he'll be feeling pressure because his team is at 151 for 2 after 10 overs.
So he goes big, and we continue to see an over that has not given up a run, and he's picked up the wicket of Chris Lynn. Brilliant stuff from Prasad Patil.
Are we going to see a maiden? How incredible that would be. 15 overs of a run rate of 10 overs of a run rate of 15 and over, and then we're going to see a maiden? Is that going to really happen?
Well, not quite, but a very good over. An over that only conceded 1. He picked up the wicket of Lynn. And so after 11, it's 152 for 2. So 11 overs gone, it's 152 for 2. Rajay Jr. is on 1. Sharjeel is on 64. Shahan gets another ball. First over gone for 14, so he comes in here with 54 balls remaining. And ball played into the onside, and they go through for 1. Sharjeel comes back into strike. So the winner of this game will go straight into the final. Still a couple more games on the other side. We're seeing one quarterfinal game being played on field number 1. And then of course the semi-final tomorrow. That semi-final will be Masters playing the winner of the quarterfinal game being played now. And so the winner essentially of this match will go to the final. Masters will play the winner of a quarterfinal game that is being played right now. And then of course the all-important final match at 2:30 tomorrow. Swung and swung well off the batter, Ramiz Raja. And that has gone for a maximum. Lovely shot from Ramiz Raja. Short ball from Jahangir. And Ramiz Raja has taken this one over the mid-wicket area. Is gone for 6. So we've seen an over of 8 runs so far from Jahangir. He's given up 22 in his bowling spell so far. And brings Rajay Khan back into strike. So ball pulled into the onside. 12 overs gone. 162 for 2. 162 for 2. So 12 gone, it's 162 for 2 as I welcome Vinod Mamcham into the box. Vinod, welcome to this big semi-final, the Kingsmen brand.
Thanks a lot, Lenny. And of course, you would love to be in that situation, 161 for 2. And I can tell you there has been some serious ball beating.
So Prasad Patel will continue. Sharjeel into the onside. And the 13th over has begun. We have seen an onslaught. We saw a quick half century from Rajay Khan. We saw a quick one also from Martin Guptill. And they have laid a big foundation here.
Yeah, definitely. You know, from this position onwards, they'll be looking in upwards of probably 230. But we wait to see. Sometimes wickets fall.
So this one has gone a long way from Ramiz Rajay Jr. And the onslaught continues here against Kingsmen X.
Yeah, Kingsmen X have really only themselves to blame. You know, I was at the other part of the ground looking on, and their bowling has left a lot to be desired. They're in the hitting zone more often than not, and this is why you're seeing shots like that. The Raja just depositing that into the adjoining property.
So we've seen another 6, and so far, Vinod, we've seen 11, 13, 15 sixes so far. 7 off the bat of Guptill, 4 off the bat of Rajay Khan, who's still out in the middle. And we've seen 2 apiece from Chris Lynn and Ramiz Raja, who has struck the latest one. So really the 6s has come so easy for these Kingsmen batters.
Yeah, definitely. Again, as I said before, just coming into the hitting zone. I've been looking at this track over the last week or so, and this track on field number 2 is one of the better ones. You could look at the appearance of it, and it's whitish, has an appearance of concrete. The ball comes onto the bat nicely here, and this is why you're seeing such huge scores. Of course, also, Lenny, it's not the biggest field in the world, isn't it?
And I'm glad that you made the point. It's a little bit whitish now, but maybe 3 hours ago it was probably brown. The conditions are vastly improved in the evening game. Ball into the onside, and Ramis picks up another run. They're headed for a big score with 45 balls remaining.
Yeah, definitely so. And as the sun beaks down, the weather has changed. It's now a lot more pleasant. Early on, we had New York weather, so to speak, and now it's really settled nicely, but it has baked the pitch. It's gotten it harder, and the ball is coming onto the bat, hence the reason you're seeing such big scores.
Lofted into the onside. James Vince comes in, takes the catch, completes the dive, and Sharjeel go. It's 170 for 3.
That's a big wicket. Rajay Khan, he was definitely on the go, as you said before. Khan facing just 33 deliveries for his 67. And I had mentioned before that if wickets fall, this will slow the momentum. Again, he was lucky. He was in the hitting zone again. Khan was hitting with the wind, but probably got a little bit too much underneath that, and instead of getting he got the elevation instead of the distance. But a good catch from James Vince.
Yeah, we saw James Vince not too long ago. Vinod may have not moved too agile to take the wicket of Chris Lynn, but that Chris Lynn is gone. But still, that would have probably gotten Chris Lynn a bit earlier. 170 for 3, 44 balls remaining. And you get the feeling that Kingsmen, with a couple of wickets, one here, one there, could find themselves back to stem the flow of runs. It's 170 already. That's a lot of runs in T20 cricket, but they'll have to come up with a plan to try and restrict further with 44 balls remaining.
Yeah, you'll have to remember though, Lenny, that whilst 170 is a big score in T20 cricket, you have to take into consideration the track you're playing on and the opposition. Guys like Vince and these other guys on the other team, this track is a feather bed for batting, and I think that they're not safe with about, they have to get over 220 here to be safe.
And both teams, Vinod, and I understand what you're saying because both teams are stacked up on paper, and give them conditions like this here in Atlanta, it's a recipe for a high scoring affair.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, Vince has been in some form, and sure, some of these guys are chomping at the bit to get out there on this track. It's a lovely track for batting. Lenny, even you will get runs. I think you will put away some of those defensive shots that I see ever so often. Very solid though, and I think you would attack here on this track.
So high in the air, has he given the bowler a chance? Tough one. And now look at that, they come back for a couple of runs. Always was going to be a tough chance for the bowler running the wrong way.
Yeah, the wind is up though, and the bowler had to change direction and chase it down. The wind is up, your tent is moving, so just imagine the ball in the air, it's swirling. He could have never judged it, he could have never had a stable base to take the catch, and this is why you see it being grasped.
So the 13th over comes to a close. It's 173 for 3. They're going still at 13 runs and over. And we've got 42 balls remaining. This is one semi-final. We will see another semi-final tomorrow. Masters have made it to the last 4. And we're still waiting on one quarter-final. So much cricket left as we head down to the final day of competition, Vinod. And it comes tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's going to be a very, very good
overs for 25. Bowled at a rough period in time, bowled when the likes of Rajay Khan was midway during his innings. We saw some quick strikes from Lynn. And he comes in here, Vinod, still playing T20 cricket, Samit Patel.
Yeah, just recently, though, he did retire from his club at Nottinghamshire, and they held a function for him. He did represent the TKR in the CPL, so there is quality there, and of course played for England, and still very much playing.
And Vinod, maybe 20 years ago, when you spoke of retirement, you thought cricket was done, but it's the opposite these days. When you retire from some form of cricket, hasn't that free you up to play a lot more cricket?
Yeah, what you find happening these days, Lenny, is that some of the international stars, what they're doing, they are retiring earlier, and they're trading that off for an extra few years of franchise cricket. We saw that happen with Quinton de Kock recently. At the age of 35, he has called it quits. Wicketkeeper batsman still in his prime. And I think, he had a good few years again with South Africa, probably about 3 years. But what he has done effectively is to give up those 3 years for South Africa, and that will give him about 5 to 6 years of franchise cricket. Someone has to pay the bills.
So 38 balls remaining. We've seen a very good over from Samit Patel. He's only given up 2 in 4 balls. Saad Ali comes in to strike. And you get the feeling with some of the big stars already back in the shade. They've done their job. And it comes down to more of players like Saad Ali, Ramiz, Rajay Jr., who's made the USA their home. A chance for them to really come and make an impression here with 37 balls remaining. No elevation to the shorter part of the ground. And so the 14th over comes to a close. It's 176 for 3.
Well, if you look at Samit Patel, and this is where experience comes in, that last delivery was flat, of low trajectory. So it was a very, very difficult there for a side to get underneath that, to get any sort of elevation. And that is where the experience comes from.
And Vinod, when you look at Samit Patel, somebody else out on the field, and if you follow English county cricket, or in fact, if you follow world cricket, you will hear another name, Ravi Bopara. Samit Patel has been around very, very long. They still play.
Yeah, Ravi Bopara is in this tournament as well, as you know. So, these guys, they have kept fresh, so to speak. Samit Patel was at the Atlanta Open last year. But what has really impressed me this time around, though, Lenny, is that the Atlanta Open is being played on all turf pitches. That's the only way America's cricket will go forward.
So Patel will continue, 2 for 12. That's 2 wickets for 12 off 2 overs. Into the onside, James Vince. Oh, he takes a catch. Inches away from the rope. And Saad Ali, the left-hander, is gone. It's 176 for 4.
I tell you, when you say inches, it's literally inches. I think had he rested his heel down, he might have touched the rope because he was on his toes taking the catch. It was a fine judgment there, fine judgment shown there by James Vince. A wonderful catch, and that wicket is more his than even the bowler. But momentum is what takes you forward in this cricket, this T20 cricket. The only way you can break that is by taking wickets when a team is on top, and this is what the Kingsmen have come back and do.
So Patel has picked up 3. He's bowling at 3 for 12, and he's picked up the wicket of Saad Ali. 35 balls remaining. So Harmeet Singh comes to the middle, all-rounder. And he comes in here, Vinod, with 35 balls remaining. It's 176 on the board. You get the feeling that X are beginning to fight back. And they're fighting back by taking wickets.
Yeah, there's no future in just standing out there and giving up. This is a semi-final. You need to fight, and you need to take wickets. You need to attack, because these guys, they have a fantastic run rate. If they just bat out the overs, they'll get to over 220. So what you need to do is continuously take wicket. I think the wicket of Ramiz Raja is key now.
And typically, Vinod, when you talk about Ramiz Raja, probably he would have batted 1, 2, and 3. He's had to slide down to number 4 because of that strong top order batting lineup. Harmeet Singh comes in, doesn't waste any time at all, and he goes for a biggie.
Yeah, definitely. He's looking to test out James Vince again. And that would have come straight down to where James Vince is standing at cow corner. He has to be careful here. There are acres of space on the offside. He could have just pushed it, get a single, and get a Ramiz Raja, who's batting well, back on strike.
So into the offside. And the bowler is screaming for the fielder to come around. I thought might have been Samit Patel, probably a younger legs.
Yep, Samit was, I thought, a bit slow in getting it wrong. Did pick it up on time and started to move, but he did not move on time.
So very good over so far from Prashad Patil. He has picked up a wicket in this over. The wicket of Saad Ali. He's only conceded 2 runs. And he's halfway through the 15th over. Ramiz Raja on strike. Oh, that's a big shot from Ramiz Raja. Straight down the ground, over the side screen or side to the side screen. And that has gone for a 6.
Yeah, Raja understands that a straight boundary here, you could prosper. And if you look at him carefully, he's driving straight down the ground. I think that's the second 6 I've seen there since coming into the chair. So he understands what's required. He understands the areas in which you can score here on this field.
So 18 sixes in the innings so far, Vinod. 13 fours. And if you love calling boundary on com, well, this would have been the game for you. It's 184 with 32 balls remaining. We've seen a lot of boundaries. And earlier on, before we got settled with the broadcast and the scoring could get going, Guptill had smashed about 32 in quick time. Into the offside, James Vince will come around. And again, we've seen the English made their way to the Atlanta Open. And they're here in 2023. Harmeet Singh comes into strike. So ball into the onside, running quickly. They want a couple of runs. Fielder comes in, restrict the shot to only 1. So 15 gone. It's 186 for 4.
Yeah, so runs continues to come here, but wickets as well. And Harmeet Singh is trying to go for big shots, which I think he should not be doing at this point in time. He should just look to rotate the strike. Give Ramiz a strike. You see, Ramiz get a ball or two. One of it is going outside of the boundary. And, whilst doing that, he himself will come into the game.
Yes, Vinod, you can't call it New York weather. New York has a lot of rain this weekend. Remnant of Tropical Storm Felipe, who was made landfall in Bermuda, I think yesterday, and heading north and right towards Canada. So I'm not surprised that we're feeling some cold air as that tropical storm heads north. So it looked like in fact Zia ul Haq gets another ball. First over didn't go too well. 22 of the first over, Vinod.
Yeah, first over putting pace on, and I think that is what they were able to prosper with. And look at this team, it's a very strong team. Ul Haq.
So playing a miss, and the ball goes through to the keeper.
Yeah. Quick delivery there from him.
Yeah, a bit of welcome relief here for Zia ul Haq. He bowled at tough times. Martin Guptill, Chris Lynn, and Rajay Khan, three of the best in the business.
Talking about the best in the business, there goes Mangesh. Here's Ulhak.
I meant him.
Again, he drives, he takes the edge, and we spoke about that pace, Lenny. Bang, into the side screen.
You know, one of the things about these side screen that is probably made of a zinky material, you hear the bang on them.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty, not only from the bat, but listen for the song.
Yeah, definitely. It's not a good song for bowlers. Lovely. Indeed. And again, that pace that we spoke about, you see the pace coming into effect. Very fine edge. The key there for Harmeet was that he threw everything at it.
So the projection is showing 237.
Do you ever go by projection? I never do.
I sometimes try. The thing is with the projections, they don't know who's batting.
Yeah. And then, I don't think they take into consideration for wicket falls.
It says 237.
There's Ulhak. This is a French cut, and they still get a single. Now, let's see how Raja faces up to him and the areas in which he will be looking to score.
Yeah, Ramiz Raja comes out of the Houston franchises for the last couple of years. He's been part of the Houston Hurricanes. And Vinod, with so many players making movement and so many names, I will not venture to say who he played for this year because I know he used to play for Hurricanes, or maybe he still does. So many names to go around these days, but I know he's based in Houston, or he plays in Houston.
That's a lovely shot indeed. True mid-wicket for 4. Comes right into the com box. And let me go and field it.
So another lovely strike from Ramiz Rajay Jr. Takes the score closer to 200. It's over to 195 for 4, and a lovely shot off the bowling of Zia Ul Haq. Runs continue to come here for the Kingsmen.
Yeah, runs continue to come. Again, you can see Ramiz Raja, he knows exactly where the fielders are, and he knows his scoring areas. There's no one at mid-wicket. There is a fielder, Vince, posted at cow corner, and also another fielder down at the backward square. Sammy's bowled him. Trying to be cute. There was Raja looking again to go down to fine leg where there's no fielder, and Samit Patel was in the circle at a very short fine leg, so he was looking to get it just away from him, bowled all over the shop. But this is when you see shots like this.
Yeah, the modern day T20 game has come to this, trying to go funky, and in fact the shot came off.
Shot onto the stumps.
He was far across the off stump. In the end, 195 for 5, and Ramiz Raja is gone.
Yeah, Raja actually playing that, as you can see from the replay here. Playing it onto the leg stump.
So Vinod, as Hamad Azam walks to the middle, it's 195. Just to give you context on the milestones we have seen so far. So the first 50 came up in the 3rd over. The 100 came up in the 6th over, and the 10th over brought up the 150. So that's what we have seen. So Hamad Azam comes to the middle. We've got 25 balls remaining. Zia Ul Haq continues. Ball driven into the offside. 16th over comes to a close. It's 196 for 5.
196 for 5. 4 of us to go. They'll be looking to get up to 4 of us to go. They'll be looking to get up to about 240.
And Vinod, just to give you some numbers here. The first 50 came up in 3 overs.
3 overs.
The 100 came up in 6 overs. The 150 came up in 10 overs.
It should have been 9.
And we're just about to cross the 200 mark. And this is over. We've seen the completion of over number 16. 196 for 5.
It's only 16.
Let's hope that they left his bed.
So Hasib Azam, and look at that, a good slice, and that brings up 200, Vinod.
Yeah, so the 200 is up, and that 200 coming rapidly in the 17th over. 16.1 bowled now, and although wickets have fallen, they're still marching or limping. I don't want to say limp, but they're still able to get over 200 psychologically. I don't think 200 they'll feel totally safe. They'll want about 230 here, which they're well on course to get.
Vinod, we have seen this Kingsmen denied opportunities to really score big because they were always chasing in this tournament so far. And given an opportunity against X, they have really propelled to 200 for 5 with still balls remaining 23 to be exact.
Driving nicely down the ground. Patel is there. Lovely pickup. And immediately gets rid of it. So this is what is also key here, Lenny. They need to run, they need to manufacture runs now.
Yeah, Harmeet Singh comes back into strike. We know he can strike the ball, but you get the feeling with 22 balls remaining, still some batting to come. And they've crossed the 200 mark already. Still more runs to be had here. 22 balls remaining. And you get the feeling, Vinod, we're looking for like 240.
Yeah, it seems to be on the card. Azam is going to continue. Very long approach, just outside the 30-yard circle. Again, one of those coming through the line, the manufacturing line in Pakistan. That's a good delivery. Not allowing too much room, and a feeling to his own bowling as well.
Yeah, we come down to 21 balls. Kingsmen X has really pulled the run rate down from about 15 at one time consistently, and has made some progress. Little progress is still progress.
Yep.
They've pulled it down from 15 to 12 something.
That's significant. Driving down the ground. Patel has some work here to do. Just one, and they're going to go for two. Chance for a run out, and he's gone. Well, I was just about to be critical of Hasib by saying that he should have been behind the stumps, and I'll probably draw you into that conversation, Lenny. I see these days wicket keepers are now taking before the stumps and not behind. I'm not a fan of it. What's your thoughts?
Well, it has been, it has been the preferred way these days. And a lot of time, because I think that the throws haven't been greater percent of accuracy, that fielders are opting to bridge that deficiency and try to collect the ball a lot quicker than probably it hits the stumps directly. But yeah, I agree with you, and I think I've seen it so many times, even at the international level, to take the ball in front of the stumps, especially when the ball comes from the outfield and you're not the keeper.
Yeah, well, the situation there just happened. The Azam family would not like to be across by their home for dinner tonight, because that was his brother that he ran out. You don't run out your brother. How could you do that? This is down to log off, a bit of a fumble, but they've learned their lesson. Only a single. I always thought that was only one run.
So it's 203, still 19 balls remaining. Hassan Khan comes into strike. We've seen a good over from Hasib Azam so far. He's only conceded 7.
Yeah, he is. That's a full toss and whipped away beautifully. And that's into the boundary for 4. Full toss, all he had to do was just pick his spot, and he did it beautifully.
Yeah, a lovely shot from Hassan Khan. Collecting runs at this latter stage with 18 balls remaining. And look at this, full toss, wristy work. And that has gone away for 4. 17 gone, it's 207 for 6.
Okay, just a couple overs again, and this is a swing and a miss playing before the ball came through. And it's good to see some sort of adjustment in the piece there from Ziaul Haq. 207 for 6. I don't go by predictions, as I said before, Lenny, but I'll go with your experience. Tell me what you think.
230?
I think 230, 235. Probably if the earlier batsmen were in, they could have gotten up to 240, 250. Ulak. Driving in the air. Vince is good, but he's not that good. And they come back for 2. So the wind has picked up here again. Lenny?
Yeah, it's been a windy day. We've seen the drying out of the pitches. This 3 o'clock game has provided ideal conditions for the players out in the middle. We've always seen a bright sunny day. And now that moist has been burnt away from the sun, Vinod, we're all set for a very good chase.
Slow delivery by Ulhaq, and there's no one to take that catch. He's looking to pull that, and because it was a slow delivery, struck the bottom of the bat.
So we come down to the last 15 balls. Ziaul Haq has bowled a good over so far. 3 balls into the over. He has only given away 3. And they've pulled the run rate down from 15 plus to 12 and over. Irrespective of what goes on, they'll be expected to score something in the vicinity of 225, 230.
Oh, that was quick. Yeah, flinching, but still getting it away. Summit is there. Only 1. Yeah, but you know, credit to X. They've really come back well here.
Yes, Vinod, and they have come back well because they have taken wickets. While we've seen the likes of Martin Guptill, Sharjeel Khan and Chris Lynn, Ramiz Raja to an extent inflict damages on them.
Is it a case, Lenny, where your X always comes back well? Lenny leaves that one outside the off stump in the most exaggerated manner. Ulak, that's a good delivery. It's full. Probably some bat onto it. Let's wait and see. No. Leg by.
Umpire.
Down the leg side. Seems to be pad. Let's wait on Brian again. He marches forward like a soldier in the army and then taps that right leg ever so gently. 2 overs to go. 213 for 6. So we're back here. It's blustery and it's cold. It's English type conditions. 213 for 6. There's Hasib driving in the air. Just one.
Yeah, windy conditions that have blown away our fellow commentator Shaw Faisal's blanket. But come on, Vinod, you saw a blanket on the ground and you walked past it?
No, I didn't. Actually, I didn't. But I saw it on... I removed it from the chair. It was my fault. And I rested it on the table. And it just left. Just like Shah did earlier on.
You didn't expect Shaw Faisal to be with a blanket?
Definitely not. Pulled away. He's from Lahore, I'm told. It gets pretty cold in Lahore as well. They go back for 2. And that's good. I want to show caution to the wind here now because literally, Lenny, we're just about 10 deliveries to go.
Yeah, Cheyenne Jahangir as we look ahead to the chase. Cheyenne and James Vince will have to come good.
Yeah, Jahangir has really impressed. Did play in the CPL a couple seasons ago with the Barbados Tridents. I saw him first in Tampa last year and he was the player of the tournament there, and I was asking myself, where did this talent come from? And then at the last US Open he was player of the tournament as well. Scored consistently well for his Houston franchise. This time looking to drive. Gets into a tangle, just one. Hasib would be happy with this. 230 you think will be enough, Lenny, on this track? This outfield?
I think so. You look at Cheyenne, Colin Monroe, Fawad Alam, Shahan Jayasuriya, Tajinder Singh, James Vince, Bopara. Those could be the batters you'll have to watch. They'll have to come good.
Well, that's an international batting lineup you just called there. But there's something called scoreboard pressure. Slow delivery. One down to short, fine leg.
So not a bad over here from Hasib Azam. And he's done well. The only thing, like you mentioned, he ran out his brother. So that's not going to go well at the dinner table tonight.
Yeah, definitely not.
Maybe he's going to eat out.
So, it's the end of the over. 1 to go. 219 for 6. Just one delivery to go. 219 for 6. Zia Lark. There is a change in the field as in fact they've decided against it. Short third man was coming up into short third.
So we've seen a couple of double hundreds scored by teams. Masters in particular, 247 and 253 during their league stage.
Driving down the ground. Mulhaq 1 for 33. In the context of the game here, he has bowled well. And from what we've seen transpired, he's really done well.
Yes, Vinod, considering his first over, went for 22. So he has given up 15 in the last, well, 2.1 over so far. He will finish up here, and so does the innings will.
should be looking for 2 here. Putting Ziaulak under pressure. He's doing his own fielding.
Whenever you see whenever you see the keeper has to chase and the bowler has to chase, it's a troubling situation.
Yeah. Well, in this situation here, the field is well spread. This is the final over. Double Nelson, 222 for 6. Well, when it was Nelson, David Shepard used to hop on one leg. One wondered what he did for double Nelson.
I tell you what, Vinod, it was the 7th over. The score was 1-1-1 for 1. So Nelson +1.
Nelson +1. Slow delivery. And it's going to go down to third man and over the boundary for 6. The pace of Ziaulak helping on that occasion. The batsmen find it funny. I'm sure Ziaulak will not. And that's 6 runs, 228. We're closing in on Lenny's prediction of 230.
So looking to go through the onside. It comes off the edge and goes up to third. And flies over that region. And it's gone for another 6. 11, 13, 16 sixes in the innings. And so this over's gone for 9 with 3 balls remaining. They're up to a mammoth 228 in the T20 game. Still 3 balls remaining. So Hassan Khan.
Yeah, looking to get a single there. It's not on.
So we come down to the last 2 balls. 228 as it is. Vinod, this is a big score.
Yeah, and definitely scoreboard pressure will come to bear as well. This is a knockout game. This is a semi-final. And this is really a big score here.
Call it Monroe.
Hey, Hassan, how you doing? John, no coffee. What are you having tonight? Barbecue today, to put hot coffee in a plastic cup. What's wrong with them, man? The paper comes right there.
You know, I've been putting up with Lenny for 2 days. That's
I
wrong
know,
with
that's
me.
why now you're confused.
3 days I've been on this key.
I know, that's why he's confused. He's like this mediocre guy. I hear Jayesh and Seema had long massage yesterday.
Who told you that? The word has gone around town, I guess.
Let me come back.
I
I'll use
asked
the
Ed, right? You are a host. Make sure your listeners are taken care of. Not that you're going to occupy 2 hours of time or whatever else.
I got a Facebook only.
Shah. So we are ready for the reply. 234 is the target. And so they need 234 from 120 balls. Pawan Suyal. And a ball that is driven straight down the ground. What a shot from Shahan Jayasuriya. In fact, from Shayan Jahangir. And that has gone away for four. A lovely shot to start. Shayan Jahangir has picked up a boundary off the very first ball. And things are on the way here for Kingsmen X. So 4 for no loss. And a lovely shot to begin the innings here. So Colin Monroe and Shayan Jahangir out in the middle. We've seen a first ball 4. Drive from Shayan Jahangir. And they're really off to a quick start. They'll need a lot more boundaries. We saw 233 posted by Kingsmen. We saw some big knocks from Rajay Khan, who got 67. Martin Guptill got 54. And we saw 30 from Ramiz Raja, 20 from Hassan Khan. And we've seen them off to a very good start. Off the bat of Shayan, he's quickly picked up a boundary. It was really a lovely shot. And Pawan Suyal has made a start here. He's given up 4 off the first ball. So a bit of hold up. We may have had a replacement ball. Could be a brand new one. We've only seen one ball into the innings so far. Jahangir gets a ball into the onside. It's
That's why I keep coming up with these things, because I'm constantly thinking and working about it. I know what's wrong here.
So Colin Munro on strike. And here is Soyal, will come into bowl to the attacking left-hander. He's driving into the offside. He picks up a run and things are on the way here as we welcome back Shaw Faisal into the box. And Shaw Faisal, welcome back. They're chasing a mammoth 234, but we've seen a lovely shot from Jahangir and how good he's been in the last couple of years. He's out with Colin Munro out in the middle, but still a long way for them to go.
Yes, indeed. But their batting lineup is strong as well, like we went through in the first innings. Their lineup boasts some big names. So we're in for a good treat. Unless wickets fall in clusters, you expect this run chase to go deep into the innings. And the longer it continues, the more fun it's going to be.
Pulled away, vacant area, can't bowl that to Jahangir. How good this man has been.
Yeah, he's just picking the length so early. He's in good form. And that was short, asking for trouble. Shayan, the kind of mood that he's in, he was ready and waiting. Absolutely smashed it. They're off to a decent enough start already. 10 runs. The first, 4 deliveries.
So Pawan Soyal may have had some IPL experience, and he runs into ball to Jahangir, steers this one up to third and takes the score up to 11 for no loss. We're in the first over, asking about 12 runs and over. And they have done well to post 11 so far. Still a long way to go, but it begins at some place. And so far we've seen not a bad start. We're still in the first over, 1 ball away from the end of the first over. And Colin Munro, rated among the best in the business. They'll scamper through for 1, and so sure, that completes the first over. 12 for no loss.
Shayan Jahangir missed out there. The delivery, length delivery, and 13-14 have come off the first over, and that's exactly what the Kingsmen needed. Off to a decent start after the first over, 14 for none. Like Anwar Ali, former Pakistan all-rounder, and no matter how much cricket Anwar Ali plays, he'll be famous and remembered for that sensational spell of bowling that he did in the World Cup final, the Under-19 World Cup final, defending a modest total against India, and he bowled them out with that new ball. Since then, he's lost that big booming in-swingers, but since he's added a lot of strength in his upper body and he bangs the ball into the surface to start off the innings. Such was the strength of the batting lineup that he didn't even get a chance to bat. And he is a very, very good hitter of a cricket ball, especially in this format.
Thanks, Shaw Faisal, for your lovely insight, and it's always good for our viewers to know who's who.
Again, extracting good bounce, Anwar Ali from back of a length, making Shayan get up on his tiptoes. No room or length to work with. That is the key to bowling in power play, especially when you know that the batters are coming after it. Now the challenge will be different with left-handed Monroe on strike.
Yes, Shaw Faisal, essentially we won't be seeing a Kingsmen brand final, but feast your heart out on this semi-final, which has already gone well for Kingsmen.
Oh, it has indeed. But in that little innings of 20 overs, there was still a seesaw battle. The first 10 clearly belonged to Kingsmen, and then there was a good comeback in the second half with the ball by their opposition. Two sister teams, obviously. But Monroe is off to a circumspect start. We don't normally say this in this tournament, especially. He has come out all guns blazing almost every game. Two sweepers for the right-hander. The fielder at square leg boundary. That's Harmeet Singh right in front of our commentary box. And then there is a third man protecting that short boundary. Oh, this is sensational stroke. On the up, it was a hard length, but Shayan Jahangir stood up tall and hit him through the line over the fence. Astonishing stroke.
So a lovely strike again for Shayan Jahangir. He hits it clean. And look at that. Take that, Anwar Ali. You're bowling to one of the best in the country. They're quickly up to 22 for no loss.
Just take my words back. It wasn't hard length. Probably was just in the slot. Still beautifully played. That was short. A typical fast bowler's response. Anwar Ali didn't like getting hit over the top. That effort delivery. Shayan Jahangir quickly turned around and had a look at the square leg umpire, who only had to tell him that was one for the over.
And for our viewers, just to give you some context, the previous ball that went for 6, that's the shortest side. Shaw Faisal tells me probably even below 60 yards.
55, I'd say. There's very little distance after the 30-yard circle. Slow delivery, launched it into the orbit. Shayan Jahangir has gotten off to a flying start, and this is what his team required from him. Anwar Ali expensive to begin with. 2 done, 28 for none. Absolutely muscled it.
So they've gone up to 28. Shaw Faisal, the required rate is just about 12 runs and over. They're going better than that. The only downside to that, you'll have to go for a long time. And that's where the challenge is. But they're off to a good start. Shayan has gone quickly up to 24. And Colin Munro, he's plied his trade around the world, and he's up on 2. You know, at some point he will come good.
Yeah, probably it's his turn, having seen Shayan hit those big 6s. Inside edge will earn him a boundary, a lucky 4 nonetheless. But Monroe was charging down the wicket, and this time he got lucky. But the runs keep adding to the total. This is a brisk start.
Yeah, good ball here from Pawan Suyal, and once it comes off the edge and runs past the keeper, no one will stop that. Very fast outfield. Ground has really dried out. And we've seen brilliant sunshine. Cool breeze all day. Oh, lovely shot from Colin Munro. Harmeet Singh will come around. Gets to the ball in time, picks up cleanly, and they come back for a couple of runs. The intent is there.
Good work in the deep from Harmeet though. Really covered the ground quickly. Was going to his right, which is obviously not his natural side, being a left-hander. But probably the first delivery that Munro had got from pretty close to the middle of his bat. Watch out now. He must be thinking that this target is not beyond them. Knowing Colin Munro, that's exactly what he'll be thinking. Oh, he's gone though. Excellent bowling. No length for Munro to get underneath it. It was a strong strike, but no elevation. Went straight to mid-off. And that's the end of dangerous Colin Munro.
Yeah, big blow here for the X. Take a look at this one. Pawan Suyal. Pitched up delivery. Colin Munro looking for runs. And straight down the throat of mid-off. And so the first wicket goes down. It's 34 for 1. So Shahan Jayasuriya, the left-hander, comes to the middle, Shaw Faisal. And Faisal, let's talk impact. How much of an impact the departure of Colin Munro will be for the X?
Well, huge. Because he's been the one, alongside Shahan Jahangir, who's been getting the job done in the early games, which means that not a lot of their batters have some time in the middle here in Atlanta. So that will go against them, and it's a knockout stage. There is no coming back from here. Jayasuriya will have to be at his best. Knocked him over. Look at that sensational Yorker. Right at the base of off stump. Jayasuriya, first delivery. An absolute peach to get it. And he was not able to bring his bat down in time. And that's 2 and 2 for Singh.
Yeah, Pawan Suyal is the bowler. And a brilliant first ball to bowl to a batter who's just come to the middle. How difficult that is. And he got a ball that really takes him out. Not much you can do with a ball like that, Shaw Faisal. No matter how good you are and you're facing your first ball, 2 down with 34 on the board.
And have a look at it again. An absolute beauty. Worth looking at it as many times as you want to. Full and straight in the block hole. Jayasuriya had no answers for that. He's a formidable player himself, Jayasuriya, but to take him out like this, Pawan has really come up with a beauty. Rattled the stumps. Jayasuriya heard the death rattle, and he knew his fate. Gone for a first ball duck. And Pawan will be on a hat-trick when he comes back. The new man in is, looks like it's James Vince. And it is a hat-trick ball. No change in field as such.
So hat-trick ball here is Pawan Suyal to James Vince.
Once again attempting for the base of the stumps. Vince looking at the bottom of his bat. Another great delivery from Pawan. He's really have been a revelation. We've seen the Kingsmen X bowlers. They really struggled in the power play. They went for no less than 90, I think. But this is a complete contrast. 2 wickets have already fallen, both to Pawan, and wickets is something that will derail any run chase. Wins goes for it and misses. Look at that ball carry to wicket keeper. Terrific delivery. What an over from Pawan. Just the 6 runs and 2 wickets. 3 gone. 34 for 2.
So Harmeet Singh, the
in Harmeet Singh starts off right on the money immediately.
So they've lost Colin Monroe and they've lost Jahangir Saria first ball. Couple of strikes from Pawan Suyal in the previous over.
Still in power play. Huge task for a spinner with short boundaries straight down the ground. But Harmeet has started off with 2 dots. And like I said, fall of wickets will put Cheyenne also into some doubt. He was free flowing before that. Turns away from the face of the bat. Well bowled.
So the winner of this game goes into the all-important championship game tomorrow at 2:30. And we're still waiting on 1 quarter-final in progress. Raiders Unlimited, they take on the Atlanta Lightning with the news. It looks like Raiders will pull through. And that encounter, the winner of that quarter-final, Shaw Faisal, will meet Masters in the semi-final. So still so much cricket left in this tournament.
Yes, indeed, and some quality cricket at that. We've seen some great contests. This one has been pulled. And that bounce really helped the fielder. Yeah, he was gone. Like I've said many times, since we're sitting square on, so we see the best angle for these line calls as well. James has launched this off the back foot. This is an astonishing strike to create so much power into that shot from that position into the wind. A boundary there for James Wins.
Yeah, they'll need a lot more to the offside vacant area. So 4 gone is 39 for 2. I think so.
Change of hands for Anwar Ali. Cheyenne has launched him not off the middle of the bat. It didn't sound really nice. And the sweeper will come around. Just a single.
So still asking 12 runs and over. They're off to a mammoth chase. We've seen some big knocks. Martin Guptill, Rajay Khan, Rajay Jr. getting among the runs. And it's up to the bowler to defend 234, Shah Faisal.
Swing and a miss from James Wins. We haven't seen the best of him in this championship just yet. No better time to come good than today. He's a very stylish player, James Wins. When he gets going, he's a real treat to watch. But like I said, he hasn't hit top form or great batting rhythm just yet here at the Paramveer Cricket Complex in this third edition of Atlanta Open T20. Change of field. Mid-on is in the ring. Mid-wicket has gone back. Both the short boundaries, mid-on and mid-off, are inside the 30-yard ring for Anwar Ali. James has worked it onto the onside. Not keen on running hard. It went straight to the fielder. He's going to post it on social now. So Lenny Archibald, your experience at the Atlanta Open, this is your third time as well. You've been here all 3 seasons. You're becoming the main man for the domestic calendar all around the country. How do you find this tournament?
Well, for one, Shah Faisal, first time on turf.
Yep.
So I can stop there.
That is huge. I understand and I agree with you 100%. Going deep in the crease, Jahangir. For him, that mid-on had been pushed back.
And Shah Faisal, it comes on turf, and I'm pretty sure that the likes of Chris Lynn, Colin Monroe, Martin Guptill has been. And although the weather didn't get things off to an expected start this morning, we're down to ideal conditions now.
Anwar Ali is mixing it up. This time wrong line. Wins just helped it on its way for boundary. Fine leg was up in the ring. Very, very small margin there for the bowlers. And just a slightly offline delivery punished by Wins.
Yeah, ball going down the leg side, and perhaps the lack of bounce or slowness of the ball. Vince had to make that adjustment on the swivel. And he's done well by allowing the ball to go to an unprotected area, passes Chris Lynn. And boundaries will be the order of the day for this batting team.
Comes back with a good Yorker, Anwar Ali, and I was just talking to Hassan Adil just a while ago, and he was just so full of appreciation. The curators, he said it's a wonderful pitch for this semi-final. We'll come back and talk about it more. 5 done, 47 for 2.
One heart!
Good overs for the Kingsmen, and they would be happy with the kind of control they have. Probably they'll be happier with 2 wickets that they're having against their names. Harmeet Singh has now been replaced. Oh no, Harmeet Singh is continuing. You cannot miss him with his bright orange shoes. But that is Vince. The first one that he's really got off the middle of the bat. And that's gone over quite easily. 50 has been brought up as well.
So a good shot from James Vince. Harmeet Singh, one in the slot. And that's a big strike from James Vince. Brings up the 50 in the 6th over. And still asking 12 runs on over, 181 to win.
That's a good start to the over though. Last over before the power play is ended. Vince chips it in the air and gone. Soft dismissal. This is really tame from James Vince. He just went down the wicket to Harmeet and chipped it. Didn't quite get the elevation. An easy take at mid-on. And Harmeet Singh has struck. The dangerous James Vince now departs as Kingsmen slump to 3 wickets down for 53.
So he follows up a big 6 with this. Coming down the track again. And look at that, chipped straight into the man, a short mid-on. And the 3rd wicket goes down. X in trouble. They're batting a 53 for the loss of 3.
So they're coming to the middle. That required run rate of 12.34 will really test the skill and expertise of Fawad Alam. He's very experienced. You'd have to say T20 probably is not his best format, especially when the run rates are in that range. But probably he needs to hold one end up and allow the big hitters. And what will be going through Shayan's mind? He's seen 3 of his best batters get dismissed in front of him. And his innings, which started with great rhythm, there is a risk that it may just be derailed as well.
So one of the things viewers will see with Fawad Alam, that very unusual stance. And it just goes to show Shaw Faisal swept away, and he gets off the mark with a boundary.
Slightly slower in the air from Harmeet. Fawad was reaching out for it, but he realizes the need to get
And Shaw Faisal, let's talk some technique. Sometimes, with all the stance of the batsman, it's where you end up when the ball comes at you.
exactly. No matter which path the bat comes around, no matter where we start, if you make the contact with the ball underneath your eyes with the full face of the bat, that's all that matters. That flashy drive couldn't get through the field. Hassan Khan is an exceptional fielder. And very quick mover. After that boundary, 3 dots means that the run rate will climb very quickly. 6 done, 57 for 3. Looks like Fawad Alam. He's starting the proceedings, the all-rounder.
So Fawad Alam, Shah Faisal finds himself in another tournament. Hardly had time to celebrate with the Dallas Mustangs.
Yeah, Fawad Alam, and so was Ahsan Adil. Actually, he was nursing an injury, and he was telling me that he's been playing non-stop for 4 months, and he's very much looking forward to the break. Remember, there is a little break in the US calendar after this tournament, and the season comes to a conclusion in most parts of the country after this tournament.
So Cheyenne has been out to strike for some time, and here is Fawad Alam.
Cheyenne still looking to go on the attack. The power play done and dusted. The field is well spread out.
And Shah Faisal, when you're chasing 234, Cheyenne is out in the middle. But you get the feeling 1, 2, 3, or 4 got to make 100 usually in these chase. And we've seen 3 wickets gone. Where will that 100 come from?
Has to be Cheyenne. He has to be Cheyenne now. But like you said, he's been starved of strike, and that can really frustrate you and make you lose your rhythm. And with power play done, like I said, the field spread out, you really have to be precise when you go for that big shot.
Yeah, when
if it stays in the ground, there is a likelihood there will be a fielder somewhere near that. There you go. Fawad Alam gives the charge, finds the fielder. Sweetly struck, but straight to the fielder.
Yeah, you're right on that. Your earlier mention of Fawad Alam, not the hottest T20 player around. Cheyenne will really need to get a big 100. He's capable of doing that. 135, 150. We'll have to get a big one, and Fawad Alam will.
Oh, so you've been here for a few hours.
Off the edge, it will run away very quickly. 2 fielders in hot pursuit, and they stop the ball. Cheyenne Jahangir, you could clearly tell that he's not in as good a rhythm as he was at the beginning of the innings, but he won't give up, and I think it's only a matter of time before he gets a couple out of the middle, before he can find that rhythm again.
Yeah, asking him to do everything. It's not an easy thing. A lot of times, spectators, commentators, and everybody else, we tend to think it's such an easy job. The heavy lifting is not for one man.
Full toss, fielders coming in. Have to judge the bounce really nicely. You're absolutely right. Any T20 cricket with these totals, if you have to go hard from ball 1, you cannot do it all on your own.
And the fact is, Shah Faisal, Pawan Soyal has bowled well. Anwar Ali, he's the top bowler. Harmeet Singh has bowled well. Fawad Alam. There's no pushover bowlers here, so you've got your work cut out. And these bowlers we've seen so far has been at the top of their game in their respective league.
Yes, and they're making it very difficult now, since Fawad at the beginning of his innings is barely able to rotate strike, and that's putting all the pressure back on Cheyenne Jahangir.
And Shah Faisal, this is a semi-final game. This is not a league. This is not a league stage in which you're playing a team from your group. You've earned the right to play at this stage of the competition, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Cheyenne goes big. Is it big enough? It hits the tent, the dugout of his team, and that is a much needed strike and a much needed maximum for the Kingsmen to finish off the over.
So another lovely strike here from Cheyenne Jahangir. He goes up to 37, and look at that. Into the tent. And that has gone for a maximum. 7 overs gone, 69 for 3.
Good boy.
So welcome back. Kingsmen X, they need 165 from 78 balls. We've seen good striking from Jahangir, Fawad Alam on strike. A new bowler with the ball, Shah Faisal, a long way to go.
Yeah, this is very important phase of the game now after the power play.
So might be Milind Kumar, we'll confirm that.
Quick single. Shayan realizing that that is the best way to get back on strike. Calling for Fawad Alam, and this is a good strategy. If you can't get the boundaries away, you do not want dot balls. That average, to their credit, it hasn't gone up too steeply just yet. Oh, gone. Shayan Jahangir has hit one straight to the fielder. Very, very powerful strike, but at catching height. And it has been accepted. Is it Hassan Khan, who's one of the very best fielders? I think it is. He always is in the hot spot. And this is a big, big wicket, Lenny.
Yeah, probably the hope here for the X. And look at that. Looking, he was always under pressure to score big. Asking 30 runs and over. Hassan Khan, as you made mention, can't keep the good players out. Straight into the hands, a well-judged catch, a diving catch. And another wicket goes down for Kingsmen X. They're batting a 70 for 4.
Mentioned before the dismissal of Shayan that the run rate hadn't gone steeplingly high, but you know what, those loss of constant wickets can derail any run chase, and this is a huge run chase, so it will have its impact. They need partnership here, and probably the hopes will be now pinned with Ravi Bopara. Big striking Ravi Bopara will need to be at his best, because this is not an easy equation.
So ball struck and struck well from Ravi Bopara. So he has started in fine style and he's taken one out of the playing area. Lovely shot from Ravi Bopara.
Well, that is some start, really. He's come out with intent, got underneath it, absolutely smashed it.
Roddy, I think that's Milind Kumar ball. So big strike from Ravi Bopara. He's on his way. This one squeezed out towards the offside, and look at that. With some pace on the ball, this one slides through backward point, and it's gone for 4, 10 and 2 balls.
Easy game for Ravi Bopara, hey? 10 of 2 balls, but this needs to continue for significant length of time if this game is to go right down to the wire, because there is no time to be wasted here.
I think that's Milind Kumar.
Top edge! Oh, lucky Ravi Bopara. He didn't know much about that, as it hit the top edge and went back away from the fielders. That single will take him to the other end. 11 of 3 now for Bopara, 12 of the over. Fawad has chipped it into the air. Not running hard, just a single. That will close out the over. 12 of the over. Pretty close to the required run rate at the moment. 82 for 4 at the end of over number 8.
So Hamad Azam first over went for 12 from his. And will come into bowl to Fawad Alam. They need 152 from 72 balls.
Plays it late, but that fielder is well placed. Well, Bopara will need to bat in the top gear from the word go. So 11 of 3, and it needs to carry on at this rate to bring that equation down slightly. Get it to under 10 and over. And probably they will think that they're still in the game, but they have to stem the flow of wickets. Over the top, on the up, the chase is on. Harmeet will get to the ball inside the fence. 2 runs. Ravi Bopara didn't quite hit the sweet spot of the bat, but clearly I think Bopara is not going to hang around.
Yes, Shah Faisal. Earlier on, we saw some massive hitting from Martin Guptill and Rajay Khan. We saw the first 50 of the game coming off in just about the 4th over.
Quick delivery, but wayward delivery, wide delivery, 5 runs. A much needed boost to the total. The momentum is really coming back since Bopara has arrived onto the crease.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how they come, these extras, they add up. They can provide some bit of help. And we've seen 8 runs in this over so far from 2 legal deliveries here from Hamad Azam.
But Hamad knows that Bopara is coming after him. Another solid blow straight to the fielder. Well, this is good sign that Bopara is finding the middle of the bat.
Yeah, it's one of the things. They still need over 12 runs and over. It's going to be a tough one here. And the Kingsmen, you wonder, Shah Faisal, has the Kingsmen batted the Kingsmen X out of this game?
There's some bit of batting to come, Lenny. So if there is a partnership. Fawad Alam looking to match Bopara as well. But Lenny, there's some bit of batting still to come. So if there is a partnership and this chase goes deep, then we're in for a real treat. But a partnership is key here at this stage.
So we've seen a partnership of 22, but so many more to get, 142.
Another wide, it looks like it, yes. Hamad Azam is looking to hide the ball from Bopara. Bowling that wide outside the off-stump line, but if you look at the field, there's no protection there. Just a third man and a backward point inside the ring. There's no one on the fence. In front of square, there is a cover and a deep cover and a long off. Bopara goes big. Bopara goes all the way. Stunning blow from Ravi Bopara. And I think he's come out with the right sort of attitude.
Yeah, 17 off this over. Look at this one. Short. And hammered over the side screen. That has gone a long way. And that has gone for 6. Massive strike from Ravi Bopara. And that brings the score up closer to 100. We saw in the previous innings, Shah Faisal, Kingsmen posted 100 in just about 6 or 7 overs. So what a difference. This is over number 9 in progress. And still 135 needed from 67 balls.
Yeah, but Lenny, if you remember, they were 151 in 10 overs. But then they were packed back. So if the Kingsmen can have a better approach and a better result in the second half of their innings, they can catch up on that. They can catch up on the ground lost during the first 10 overs, because they will have their opportunity.
And look, Harmy.
I think there's a little ball hunt going on. That went a long way. And also it allowed time for the fielding side to just get together, talk about things. But Bopara is 20 of 6. That is the cameo, well, more than a cameo that his team needs. His team needs it to continue for another half an hour. But Fawad Alam comes back with a good Yorker. His batters are not keen on running hard because it went right in the middle of two fielders. They had pushed hard, they could have got 2 runs, but in the meantime 100 has been brought up, and probably Bopara wanted to keep the strike as well. 100 for 4 in 9 overs.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, indeed, but that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside, a slow, short ball.
This is Hassan Khan now. It's a little discrepancy. The over from this end previously was bowled by Milind Kumar. So this is Hassan's first over. Left arm. Greeted by Bopara with a thumping blow. This is a thunderous pull shot from Bopara. And his assault continue.
Yeah, Ravi Bopara. When he came out to bat Shah Faisal, we never thought that he would have been so explosive. 25 from just 8 balls, and he's given them some bit of hope. It's gonna be a tough one, but 130 from 65 balls.
Yeah, Bopara hadn't looked at his best in this tournament, but like you always can bet on these big players to come good at the real crunch moment. And although James Vince missed out, Bopara is still there. He'll get a single. Samit Patel to follow in this batting lineup. He's another very explosive player.
So come tomorrow, we will see one semi-final with Raiders Unlimited. They will take on Masters. And then the winner of this match will await that result. And then Shah Faisal, we step into the final game of this 2023 season. And that will come off at about 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Look at this. Fielder was interested for a moment, but it went over his head. And this time it's Fawad Alam who gets in on the act. And they need to strike from both ends now. Fawad realizes that.
Yeah, lovely strike from Fawad Alam. Look at that. Bowling into a zone that these left-handers will like. They love left-arm spinner. The orthodox stuff, Shah Faisal. And it's a little bit more into their zone if they want to have the intentions of slugging the ball. It's a lovely shot. It's gone for 6.
Off the back foot. Just single on that occasion, but that brings Bopara in. So 4, a single, then a 6 and a single. That catches them with the required run rate. So that's the requirement done for this over. A rare dot ball. I haven't seen Bopara play a dot ball in this innings just yet. Probably the first one of his innings.
Shah Faisal, you're so right. That's his first dot ball. You're right on that. He has gone up to 26 from 10 balls. A couple of 6s and 2 4s.
Somebody's just walking right across the side screen, and instead of continue to walk, he just stopped there. Bopara told him, sir.
Asking, are you talking to me?
And Bopara missed out on a full toss, you would feel. Not quite, actually. He's hit it in the gap. From here, for a moment, it looked like it was going straight to long off, but it was away from him. An expensive over, and that will bring down the equation somewhat. 16 of the over. Just a gentle full toss, and Bopara just timed it into the gap. Well, it looks like the chase is back on target. 116 for 4.
We're at the halfway stage. So Harmeet Singh at the halfway stage, Shah Faisal, and you make an observation. They're just about 116, which is halfway at the end of 10.
And the game on, because like I said, batting first, the total after 10 overs was 151 for 1, but only 80 came in the last 10 overs, and they need 116. So that's their time now to make up the lost ground in that first 10 overs. But for me, the biggest concern is 4 wickets, so it means they cannot afford to lose another wicket soon.
So ball turned into the onside. Fawad Alam and Ravi Bopara has put on 47 in quick time. They've put on 47 from 17 balls, dominated by Ravi Bopara so far. And the Englishman is putting on a show here today. 11 balls. He has scored 30 so far.
But this will be a good contest because Harmeet is a very cunning operator. Oh yes, he's taken him out. What a catch, Harmeet Singh. That was struck very, very firmly, and Harmeet in the follow-through just pouches up. There was no trouble at all. Easy as you like. Big wicket.
Yeah, the big wicket of Ravi Bopara comes in the 11th over. Ball on caught for Harmeet Singh. And that big partnership of 47 comes to an end. It's 117 for 5.
Look at the replay. Well, it came pretty quickly back at Harmeet, but he was ready. It wasn't off the middle of the bat, but these bats are still pretty good, and Harmeet in the follow-through probably wasn't expecting it to come back to him. Look.
So Tajinder Singh comes to the middle. They need 117 from 58 balls, still asking about 12 runs and over. Harmeet Singh has picked up a couple of wickets. He's bowling at 2 for 17. And so we come down to 57 balls remaining in this semi-final. We've had the privilege to see the two Kingsmen brand in a big clash. And it comes down to 116 to win from 57 balls. Balls driven in to the onside. Fawad Alam goes up to 19. And that equation comes down to 115 needed from 56 balls.
Yep.
So lofted into the offside. Easy single here for Tajinder Singh. And that tough equation comes down to 114 to win from 55 balls. So pressure on the X. And Kingsmen posting 233 earlier on. We saw some fine knock from Rajay Khan, who got 67. Martin Guptill got 54. And we've seen some quality supporting knocks from Ramiz Raja. And so 11 gone. In reply, they're batting at 121 for 5. So 11 overs gone, it's 121 for 5. As I got my good friend Ryan Davis. He slips into the box, he replaces Shah Faisal with the news. Ryan, it's 121 for 5 and this team needs 113 more to get. They posted a mammoth 233. Welcome to the 12th over.
Thanks, Lenny, putting that pressure on the batters from the very first inning.
And for all our viewers, Ryan, every time we send Ryan on an assignment, Ryan, all your games finish in about half of the time that I've worked on some of these games. What's going on?
That's why Lenny called me over. He's like, Ryan, come in here and be the closer, finishing this thing up. So the viewers at home, if you have an appointment to get to, get ready to go.
Oh, it eludes the keeper. We'll wait and see. And let's see, 5 wides. In fact, 4 runs. So you would have come off the bat of Fawad Alam, a man who's played at the international level. And Ryan, with 125 on the board, with still 109 to come from 52 balls, it's going to be tough.
It is. Now is the time, Lenny. All of that pride that you feel, you have to put it to the side for the team. You're going to have to take some chances. Yes, may lose a wicket eventually, but the batters have to take some risks and just to start dictating the pace of the game. Right now, the bowling and fielding team are so much on top. Something out of the ordinary has to take place, and it's up to the batters, especially someone like Fawad, who has 24 from 17, has to take some chances.
So ball tugged into the onside, and Ryan, just coming back to your short games, what is the secret?
I can't. If I tell you, Lenny, I'm going to have to kill you. So there's no chance of letting the secret out today. But what a tournament, Lenny. Atlanta Open 2023 has lived up to the hype. All of these players coming from all over the world. The weather, despite yesterday, has been impeccable. And what a platform that they have set right here in Paramvez Cricket Ground in Rydell, Georgia.
And you're talking about 2023, they came at the right time. All games played on turf. So ball cut away. That's a lovely shot from Tajinder Singh. And he picks up a boundary. That's a lovely shot for 4.
We call that a cricketing shot. In any format of the game, on any ground in the world, it would have been 4 runs. It's a square drive off of the back foot, Lenny. Hit again, rock back, open the face of the bat, inside out, and away she goes for 4.
And the ground is really at its optimum now. We've seen that moist gone. We've seen a lot of sun today, regardless of the wind. Into the offside from Tajinder Singh. And they'll settle for 1. Kingsmen X under pressure. They still need 103 from 49, Ryan.
Great ball by Hamad. He pulled that ball just short of a length, understanding that the batters have to get going. So if they do try to get under it, the angle itself is just going to be held out into the deep. So great delivery by the quickie, understanding what the game needs right now. And he's just going to stick to a tight line, tight length, and have the batters do something different.
So ball into the onside. Will close out over number 12. So 12 gone. They're batting at 132 for 5. So welcome back with the news. Kingsmen X under some bit of pressure here. They need 102 from 48 balls. It looks like Hassan Khan, the left arm spinner, will continue. And will come into bowl to Fawad Alam. Guys this one away, looking for a couple of runs. In fact, they're settled for one. And so
Lenny. First things first, love using the 360 part of the ground. You have to improvise. This is exactly what the innings needs right now. And the batters seem to be on the same page. So we're about to see some fireworks in the next 2 or 3 overs.
Yeah, Ryan, and just to bring you up to speed, what we saw earlier on, we saw carnage from the team that batted first, pulled away into square leg, into the hands of the fielder. He does well, running out of space. And the next best thing was to probably save the 6, Ryan.
Defensive play. So many times you see fielders get hung up on taking the catch, Lenny. But great heads-up play. Here's a good ball. It's a little bit short. He rocks back, gets all of it. It holds up into the breeze. He gets his hands, understands where the rope is, throws it back into play, and saves 5 runs.
So Ryan Davis, just to bring you up what we saw earlier on from Kingsmen. We saw a big knock from Rajay Khan, who got 67. Martel Guptill got 54. Ramesh Raja got 30. So ball turned into the onside, easy single, 98 to win from 44. But what was carnage is that the first 3 overs yielded 50 runs. The second 3 overs, which is the 6th over, yielded 100. We saw 150 came up in the 10th over. And we saw the 200 coming up in the 17th over. So it was real carnage. And with a score like that, 233, they may have batted the X out of this game.
Absolutely, Lenny. Got a chance to see Kingsmen on more than one occasion in this tournament so far, and they've done exactly that. They have so much power in their lineup, and they're such a technical lineup, with talking about keeping their shape and so on, that they score frequently throughout the 20 overs. And by the time the other team gets a chance to bat, the game is so out of reach.
So when we come back after this ball, Ryan, we'll talk about what will happen tomorrow and who is in with a chance. Swept away. That's a lovely shot from Alam. And he picks up a couple of runs. 13 overs gone. It's 139 for 5. So welcome back, and we come down to the last 95 runs, 42 balls to get, and it looks like Anwar Ali has been brought back into the attack. 2 overs, no maiden, none for 22.
Great time to bring the medium pacer back on. The quickie and the spinner. Lovely change of pace on either end. Have the batters be the ones to adjust.
So just to fill in our viewers, what will happen tomorrow? This is a semi-final, so the team that wins this game, and the fact is Kingsmen is in a strong position. That's the bowling team. They very well could win this game, Ryan Davis, so they will go into the final. So their next game, the winner of this game, their next game tomorrow will be around 2:30, 3 o'clock. The other game, we've seen Masters already qualified not too long ago into the semi-final spot, and you called a game in which Raiders Unlimited made it out from the quarters.
Raiders bowling and fielding was impeccable to the point where they really locked the first innings down, and it made it an easy job for the second innings for their batters to knock it off.
Cut away. That's a lovely shot from Tajinder Singh. And we'll wait and see. They'll come back for a couple of runs. So 2 runs off the bat of Tajinder.
I want to talk, Lenny, about the short ball. We saw Anwar Ali, the delivery before that, with an excellent short delivery. He bangs one in again here. We don't talk much about the short ball in this format of the game too much, but what a weapon to have. If you have a quickie who can generate that pace, so hard to score off of, and if you do, usually a top edge, and it's a risk.
Yes, Ryan, you're so right on that, especially if you're bowling with some cushion. 93 to win from 40 balls, a chance for you to really
bend your back
and to allow those experimentation to come in even into a game. Cut away. Has he gotten it right this time? No, good fielding. He has not. In fact, he has. And that has gone away for 4. That's a lovely shot from Tajinder Singh.
Again, a lovely short ball by Anwar Ali, but you have to bowl to your field. You may want to ask your third man to come around for some protection. Bangs it in short again. It's a good delivery close to the batter's body. But because your third man is so fine, you have no protection. Gives away 4. But Lenny, want to go back to your point. They're thinking a little bit about tomorrow. This hour session is more important than 6 hours in the nets. Understand your bowlers get a chance to find their line and their length, get their groove for tomorrow's match using today's match.
Yes, Brian, you're spot on. And Brian, I'm going to ask you a question here and gather your thoughts. Pulled away. That's a lovely shot. Fielder comes around. Hassan Khan. He's very good. Hassan Khan. Only a single. And then as we head into the final ball, I'm going to leave you with a question. When you come back after the ads, we'll try to the Raiders Unlimited as they head into So welcome back. It's 149 for 5, 85 to win from 36. The winner here goes to the finals. Still a semi-final to be played tomorrow. And Ryan Davis, you've seen Masters, you've seen Raiders Unlimited. What we've got tomorrow in the morning to expect?
A fantastic match with two different styles. We have Masters who really have some impactful players like Darbar, just like Yadram. They can make a difference, set massive totals. What we've seen in 4 out of 4 innings, they've led the way, set the tone for the game, batting first, defending the total. Now, when it comes to the Raiders, we've seen a more workman-like team led by Colin Savage, who's an excellent bowler at the front end of the innings. And they have a guy called Rashil Ugakar, who lives on a Yorker length outside off stump, impossible to get away. Little more workman-like feel than the special type of player than the Masters have. So Raiders workman-like, Masters special.
So you've seen Masters before. They've won all their 4 games. Would the toss be important for them? They've always batted first.
Yes, I think they have their rhythm going in batting first and then defending their total. I would love to see for the Raiders just to balance things off if they win the toss and elect to bat first, if that throws the Masters off.
Are we letting the cat out of the bag? Oh, the bat goes flying. And this could be 4 byes. In fact, that's the correct call from the umpire. And you're from Trinidad and Tobago, Brian Davis. When we played little boy cricket, they say if the ball flies out of your hand and you catch it, are you out?
I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. That would be nice, but no. And it's going to be very hard to catch a moving bat, by the way. So 153 for 5. I tell you what, though, Lenny, it's going to take something special. And the fact that the bowling team knows that, Lenny, it starts stacking up against you. They have all the variables. So this Kingsman team, so full of experienced players, they're managing the game right now.
So into the onside and looking ahead for the Masters and Raiders. I haven't seen them play, but the likes of Ken Jige, Gajanan Singh, and all the other top players, it's going to be a good clash. And the toss will be very important as the Master. It'll be interesting to see if the Master chase tomorrow by chance.
I would love that. I would love to see the Masters' ability to go after the runs for a change. They've been so dominant batting first. I think it's just a nice change for the viewers. And that's just being the objective person, not being biased.
Would that take them out of their comfort zone? What
Correct.
they've been used to during the course of this tournament?
Listen, humans love rhythm, and the Masters have a rhythm going in batting first and defending after, taking them out of that comfort zone. Nobody likes that, but how do they respond?
I understand that will be playing on pitch 1. Advantage for the Masters. They've played there.
Absolutely. Definitely the Masters. And the way they've won their games, Lenny, I think the Masters are the favourites to win that game. It's up to the Raiders to respond.
So ball worked into the onside. Brian Davis.
I want to talk a little bit about the Raiders batting lineup, though. They have a guy called Sunny Patel. His technique was something we were in awe of. Good leg spinner as well. But when at the wickets, he looks so comfortable on difficult deliveries. And that's how you can tell a batter if he's different gravy or not, as we say.
Fact is, tomorrow's clash in that semi-final could be the battle of the Centurion, Nitish Kumar and Rajdeep Darbar. Both have 100 each in this series. It will be the battle of the Centurions.
Yep, Nitish Kumar in this last match, 27 off of 16. He also set the tone. Yes, he only had 87 runs for his team to chase, but already played an integral role in going after that chase just a couple hours ago.
So 15 gone, it's 158 for 5. We'll talk a bit more about that semi-final and then look ahead for the final. 158 for 5. So we come down to the last 76 runs to win, 30 balls to bowl, and 5 wickets to get.
Gonna have to start getting under a couple of these, Lenny. Talking about chances, but you could see what Anwar Ali digging the ball in short, putting the batter onto the back foot, and have him generate the power off of his back foot rather than coming forward into that zone, into that wheelhouse we call it, and trying to get sixes.
So Pawan Soyal will come back into the attack. It was somewhere along the 7th or 8th over. This man was on a hat-trick. Took out Colin Munro. And the very first ball took out Jayasuriya. And he comes back here with an asking rate of 15.7 and over.
Well,
Brian Davis, you have been part of this tournament this year. You have seen the exploit of the Kingsmen, both brands. One will go this evening. So the chance of seeing these Kingsmen in the final will go up in smoke.
Yeah, Kingsmen just been so dominant. And that is the delivery you would love. 6 balls out of 6. The full delivery, Yorker length, outside the line of off stump. You can't get the middle of the bat on the ball. And expertly done by Pawan.
Yeah, we saw a couple of years ago, or it might have been last year. Yeah, in 2022, this team called Stallions was able to win the Atlanta Open in 2022. That Stallion brand has now become known as Kingsmen. So they've been hunting the Atlanta Open. And irrespective of this result, you know one of the Kingsmen brand will go into that championship game. Into the onside. And Fawad Alam has played a good hand. He's played at the international level, Ryan.
More importantly, Lenny, he's at the wicket. Yes, 36 off of 27. He's going to need more, but you can't score runs when you're in the pavilion. And Fawad is out there, which means if he stays out there, the team has a fighting chance. And he understands his role out in the middle.
Conditions have really gotten better. We saw in the evening game, conditions were pretty ideal, while all day we have had to endure with some cool breeze across the ground.
Can I say I just love it? I love the fact that we came in, we started this tournament with nice weather, 70s, 80s. Of course, you rain, you can't avoid that. And then here we are in nice chilly weather to finish it off. Only in America, as they say, and this lovely game, cricket, is now being played here with regularity.
Yes, Ryan, and that cold wind would have come in because of Tropical Storm Felipe, which has pounded Bermuda, I think, yesterday, and heading northwards, and that has really brought in a cold blast.
You know, we talk about legends of the game, but we have a legend in the George area. We have a man simply known as Shafiq. Great players are not known by 2 names, they're just known by 1. And Shafiq, when he walks into the ground, is a bit of a presence. Just like Sir Vivian Alexander Richards when he walks out to the wicket. That's the presence Shafiq gives off. Shot.
Ryan, you're right on that, and now that you've introduced Shafiq Jadavji, this entire Atlanta area knows him a lot more than your introductions, although good that was. But Shafiq Jadavji have done a lot of job with Johns Creek projects.
Absolutely.
A lot of cricket in the area. And he's been on comms for the last couple of years, and I'm surprised he hasn't come yet to the box.
We talk about impact players. What about impact humans? Shafiq, that type of person.
Well, we'll catch up with him in a couple of hours, so he has some stuff planned for you guys. Wonderful gentleman.
Hi!
So that has gone for 6. Big shot from Tajinder Singh. And the 16th over comes to a close. That's a big strike from Tajinder.
Yep. We are wearing our helmets here in the broadcast booth. Tajinder just turning on a full toss. All eyes on the umpire, no ball, and it lands just above the tent. Yes, I took flight. What a shot that was, making the most of a loose delivery.
So the 16th over comes to a close. It's 168 for 5. So Harmeet Singh will continue. 3 overs, no more 2 for 20. Quality left arm spinner this man is. And Fawad Alam, he's batted well for 35, but Shah Faisal, who was on earlier on, made the point that while Fawad Alam would have played international cricket for Pakistan and has really plied his trade around the US for some time, he's not the hottest T20 player around. So 35 years from 28 balls. And he came in tough situation in which they always needed 12, 13 runs and over. Here is Harmeet Singh. And ball stroked down the ground. They were expecting a big knock from Jahangir. And while he got some, he needed 100 today.
Talk about a quality player, Jahangir. He can play shots and just on any part of any side of the wicket. Leg side, offside, through the V, short, full. And like you mentioned, Lenny, is so important for him to get off today. Love the fact how he held that one back. So many times in T20 cricket, the spinners hurry the ball onto the batter. Harmeet Singh just holding it back, and you can see the bat going flying. Here's the replay. Invite him to the pub, then leave him standing, and the bat goes flying.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen Tajinder losing his bat. And it's a good time for him to call for a replacement glove. Sometimes, is it the glove, Ryan, sometime, or simply the bat rubber is a bit slidey?
Correct. And sometimes the bottom hand may be too loose on the bat, and it goes flying. So it could be his grip. But like you said, if the bat handle is too skinny, that's always going to be a factor.
So a ball that is called a wide, and so this game delayed by 1 wide.
No room for error in T20 cricket. Harmeet Singh with a beauty of a delivery the ball before, and then an extra right after.
Oh, that's a strike from Tajinder Singh. Harmeet Singh clutching a tin ear. Always going to be difficult when you're running back as a bowler, Ryan, to take catches.
Yep, this time of the innings, all the fielders, at least behind the bowler, are going to be on the boundary. So Harmeet Singh has to do his own fielding. And yes, when the ball comes over your shoulder, there's no harder catch in cricket than that.
So that partnership between Tajinder and Fawad Alam has gone up to 54. We saw a couple of batters at the top of the order. Colin Monroe, international player, didn't really get going. He fell for 8. We saw Jahangir. He came in, lasted 1 ball. We saw Ravi Bopara. He batted well for 30 runs. So a couple of weak links in the chase. Pulled into the onside. Fielder comes in, takes the catch, a sliding one. And applause in the box from Ryan Davis. Lovely catch.
So often we talk about batters and bowlers. What about fielders? That was a long hop by Singh. The fielder had a lot of ground to cover. He got there. And when he got there, he still had to hold on. Short delivery, pulled away. And the fielder is the one who took this wicket. Came all the way across, sliding on his knees, Lenny, to take that catch. Let's chalk that up a wicket to the fielder.
So the 6th wicket comes down. It's 172 for 6. And from the look of things,
Da, da, da.
what musical instrument do you play?
I clap my hands. That's I have so much respect for musicians. I don't want to spoil it, believe me.
So Samit Patel comes in into the onside, and he gets off the mark straight away. 17 over gone. It's 173 for 6. They need 61 to win. So it's 177 for 6. 178 for 6. Samit Patel on strike. Pawan Soyal will be the bowler. And in the box, I've got Shafiq Jadavji. Shafiq, good evening and welcome to another Atlanta Open. We've seen very good cricket this time around, all on turf.
Great. Thanks, Lenny, for giving me the opportunity to share the podium with you. Certainly, wonderful tournament. This is the third year for the Atlanta Open, and obviously at the picturesque facility, the Premier Cricket Complex, where we are playing on turf wicket. So it's been a great tournament thus far, and I think we have seen some interesting outcomes as well, especially in the quarterfinals.
So Fawad Alam, he's played at the international level, and Shafiq, what a treat. Oh, that's a lovely drive straight down the ground. What a shot from Fawad Alam.
Interesting part is we see the fielders just watching that ball go to the boundary line. A wonderful shot. Certainly, it is a small outfield on the long end, but at the end of the day, when a good shot is hit, it would be a 4 in any given field. So a wonderful 4 on this particular ground.
And the tournament itself has always been a tournament in which the attraction of some top players that you probably would never see live, you're getting a chance to see the likes of Fawad Alam.
Absolutely, and again, it's a pleasure to host the Atlanta Open at this particular facility. Certainly, this Atlanta Open tournament has brought in over the years good cricketers, and this year is a classic example of all the cricketers around the world that have showcased their talent, not only in domestic cricket but around the world, and making sure that their name gets recognized. And the fact that they are part of Atlanta Open is a big thing for the organizers of this particular tournament to be able to attract.
How exciting. We've seen some young teams. We saw Atlanta Force, a young academy teams, I think, coached by Clayton Lambert.
Absolutely, and again, I think this is a great opportunity for young athletes to be showcasing their talent against well-known players.
So that's a lovely strike from Fawad Alam, and look at that. If you thought the 4 was good, this one is even better from a production standpoint. 2 balls, he's picked up 10 runs.
Absolutely, when the ball is in the strike zone and you are able to carry that ball over the boundary for a 6, and look at his stand. He was ready to take that ball over the boundary, and this goes way over the boundary for 6 runs. So we are seeing wonderful cricket over the last 4 days, 5 days. Tomorrow is going to be the final day of this tournament, and we've been blessed to see the kind of cricketing ability of the players that we have.
Oh, pulled again into the onside. Fielder comes in, takes the catch. And the big knock of Fawad Alam comes to an end. The catching has really been good from this Kingsmen team, and they come closer to a final.
Kingsmen are certainly making themselves known that they are here to win this championship. And this particular catch, if you see the fielder running across and easily catching that ball and making it look like, hey, no worries, I got this ball, So Kingsmen are certainly looking good to make it to the final tomorrow, and I think it will be an interesting final because we still have one more semi-final to be played tomorrow. But this particular match looks to be going over to the Kingsmen way.
So Shafiq, yes, you're right on that. In the morning, there will be a semi-final between Masters, who have played unbeaten so far. And here's the interesting thing about Masters. They're batted first in all their games, and we'll have to wait and see tomorrow.
So
and they will take on Raiders Unlimited. So one semi-final, and then of course the winner. This team will be waiting at 2:30, 3 o'clock. Pawan Soyal will come in to bowl to the new batter, Prasad Patil.
So Lenny, if you look at this game situation right now, the run rate is certainly over 10 runs and over, but the required run rate is creeping up close to 20 runs.
Yeah, they need 45 to win from 14 balls. A play and a miss. And Shafiq, coming back to some of the young talent that we see, if you are one of those young players and you run in and you get the wicket of, let's say, Martin Guptill, Colin Munro, how important is that in your development if you are one of these young players?
So if I'm a bowler and I take one of those wickets, I want to have those players sign my ball. Simple as that. Because it is an opportunity of a lifetime. And I would showcase that ball. And I'm sure my parents are going to be extremely happy showcasing that ball in my family entourage as far as the, my cricketing ability is concerned.
So 190 for 7. We'll continue that discussion. 18 overs gone, and so they need 44 to win from 12 balls. So Hassan Khan will finish up here, Shafiq. 3 overs, none for 28.
So Lenny, we need 44 runs in 2 overs, 22 runs an over. That is a very, very difficult target on any given ground with any given team. So this will be an interesting, and I think this over will be the deciding factor.
So Hassan Khan will come into bowl to Prashad Patel. And he gets a very full ball. Not much you can do, even when spinners bowl the ball right up in the block hole, Shafiq. And you have played good level cricket.
I've been blessed to play decent cricket in America, and I think when you are protecting 42 runs, a single is not going to hurt you. So I think this is good bowling. And we'll see what happens in the next 5 balls.
So Samit Patel into the offside. Second time in this Atlanta Open, Shafiq, we're seeing the presence of some English players. And they've come here again. Samit Patel, Ravi Bopara, James Vince. How important are those international flavor to lift the level of this competition?
I think it's always important to bring well-known cricketers to the United States, whether it's Atlanta or other places in the country. But more importantly, the level of cricket that is growing in the United States with the caliber of world cricketers coming in is a testimony of what's to come in the coming years.
So ball outside the off stump, and umpire signals a while. Let's talk about the umpires while we focus on the cricketers, and opportunities for umpire to lift their game up. And we've seen very good umpiring during the season. Lofted into the offside, only a single. And we've seen the likes of Jermaine Lindo and Vijay Malala going at the top in recent times.
Absolutely. Those are ICC sanctioned umpires, and the fact that they can actually umpire games of this quality in the US. And here you go. We have a stump out, and this stage of the game, I think the game is pretty much done, but the batters are trying their best to give their best shot in covering the runs, but unfortunately a wicket falling at this stage of the game pretty much does justice to the Kingsmen in terms of getting them a guaranteed spot in the final.
This is why leg spin is such an important bowling type in T20 cricket. Look at this. Comes down the track, ball turning away from him.
There is no substitute for good bowling, and especially when you're a left armer, because it's difficult to so-called carry the bat on the offside when you know the ball is turning, but you have already made up your mind to go straight. And this is just good bowling. So at this stage of the game, it is extremely difficult for the batting side to make the runs. But at the end of the day, you have to give credit where credit is due. Kingsmen have played very good cricket throughout this tournament, and I think they deserve to be in the final. And obviously they will be waiting for the morning match tomorrow to see who they will be facing in the final.
Yes, Shafiq, as we come down to the end here. Ball sliding down the leg side, so the umpire has called it a fair delivery. So 19 gone. They're batting at 194 for 8.
So Lenny, you know, we are in the last over of this particular match, which is a semi-final. And I think we all know who is going to be playing in the final.
Well, it looks like Rajay Khan has been given a ball. And if this was his debut at the international level, it has not gone well. It's gone for 4. So we come down to the last 5 balls here. Shafiq slashed away. Runs here for Prashad Patel. And they'll come back for a couple of runs. Seems pretty academic now, Shafiq.
Yeah, we see the fielders running around because they know this match is pretty much done, and if you take 2 runs on me, it's okay, because you know you are not going to win this match, and we are going to be playing in the final.
So Shafiq, let me ask you a sporting question. You've been part. This one has carved away for 6 off the bat of Zia Ul Haq. Here's a question for you, and I know you've been in culture of winning teams over time. You win this match, it looks like Kingsmen will win this game. Take a look at this shot.
Absolutely a very, very good cover shot going over the boundary for 6 runs, but a little too late. And here you go. Another wicket falls, and the opportunity for the wicket keeper to put more wickets to his name continues on, and we saw him taking a wicket at the last wicket, and same kind of situation here. The batter going for a big hit, and the wicketkeeper was there to make sure that that doesn't happen. No.
So your Kingsmen, they're on the verge of winning this game. Does the celebration begin tonight, or you wait until the final for it to happen if they win?
Celebration doesn't begin until you win the championship. Simple as that. No one remembers who comes second. All right? The only team that gets remembered, and particularly in this particular tournament, because this is a prize money tournament, the big check comes to the team that wins this tournament. So you have to be able to relax, chill, and go out and play your best cricket in the final.
205 for 9. There are 29 runs needed. Will this batting team chasing here, which is Kingsmen X, look back and say, well, we have lost by 20 plus?
It doesn't matter whether you lose by 20 plus or 1 run. You lost the semi-final, and that's what matters.
So
you will not have the opportunity to play in the final. But at the end of the day, the match is already done, and Kingsmen are going to play in the final, but they need to keep one thing in mind.
So here's the final ball, Sharjeel to Isan Adil, and that will complete this game with the news. Kingsmen are into the final. They have taken out Kingsmen X And this will be the team playing the championship game. Well done to this Kingsman team. They've played well. Martin Guptill, we saw a good knock from him. Rajay Khan. Ramesh Raja came in, chipped in with 30. And their bowling held up. They were always going to be tough here on the Kingsmen X to get to 234. In the end, Kingsmen X falling short by some 24 runs. We saw a good knock at the top of the order from Jahangir. He got 37. Ravi Bopara supported well. Fawad Alam played a good knock for 49. But in the end, they fell short by some 24 runs. So, folks, there you have it. And this is the bowling for you. We've seen 3 wickets from Harmeet, seeing 3 for 26. But always was going to be tough chasing 12 and 13 runs and over. So we down to the final 3 teams. Tomorrow morning, join us again. Match summary for you. Rajay Khan, I made mention, got 67. Guptill got 54. And they got off to a rollicking start. The first 10 over, they posted 150. And in the end, they win by some 24-25 runs. So, folks, tomorrow morning, semi-final clash. Masters, they'll take on Raiders Unlimited. That match at 10 o'clock. And then, of course, you've seen in front of your eyes, the Kingsmen team will be the team to beat in the finals. So until then, on behalf of our production crew, our director Roddy Lalman, we want to say thanks for you for watching this feed. And cricket continues tomorrow, where we present to you continuing coverage and final day of this 2023 Atlanta Open. Delighted that you have joined us, and we're signing off from Rydal in Atlanta, Georgia, with the news Kingsmen have made it to the final. On behalf of all our crew, we want to say good evening from Atlanta, Georgia, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Good evening and good night.